Are you 65 years or older? Good news. Illinois has expanded its Medicaid health insurance program to everyone 65 and older, regardless of your immigration status. Need help to apply? Contact United African Organization, UAO, WhatsApp, SMS, IL65 to 773-420-8976. It's true. For most people, your health insurance program increases as you grow older. That's why the state of Illinois has expanded its Medicaid health insurance program to everyone 65 and older, regardless of your immigration status. Need help to apply? Contact United African Organization, UAO, WhatsApp, SMS IL65 to 773-420-8976. If you are 65 years and older, there's one thing we can all agree on. Your health and well-being is important. Whether you are a recent green card holder or retiree, asylee or without paper, you're now eligible for the Illinois Medicaid Health Insurance Program. Need help to apply? Contact United African Organization, WhatsApp, SMS IL65 to 773-420-8976. Documents needed to apply: your proof of ID, your proof of address, and your proof of income.
Hello, welcome to the Ghana Agenda. My name is Alfredo Muzu, and today is July 24th, 2021. Please, if you can hear me, put some message in the bottom so I can go check my microphone, because last week we had troubles, and I wanted to make sure that this week that there are no sound troubles. But today we are talking about some very, very, very interesting things happening in Ghana. We're talking about Kissi Agyebeng being made the board chair of Ghana Gas. And we are asking the question whether Kennedy should be given more responsibilities in our country or in governance of our country, or whether he should be rebuked for his utterances. And so I will be putting these questions in front to our guest. I'll be joined by Paul DeSosu, a regular panelist. Today we actually have a strong team. We are having a lot of guests today. So Paul would be one of our returnees, regular on the show. We would also have Afa, who will be representing the MPP. Of course, Paul is of NDC. Afa will be representing MPP, and we would be joined by Emmanuel Dako, who also represents the MPP. He's been on the show a couple of times. You're familiar with him. He will be joining us late. And my own brother, Lifetime Legacy. Lifetime Legacy is new. I will disclose him to him. I would definitely want him to talk about himself. He's going to be joining the show. Some of my guests are already joining, but I don't see them. I hear the sound in the background that you have joined, but I'll go check the background to make sure everything is settled. And we'll be talking about whether Kissi Agyebeng should be getting more responsibility at this point, or whether he should be rebuked for his remarks. We'll also talk about the fact that we have seen our new special prosecutor gone through his vetting. We've heard him. He talked about the conflicts between Act 959 and Article 88, where the special prosecutor can prosecute in his own capacity, or instead of going through the Minister of Justice or the Attorney General's office. We'll go into that. And some of the other things he said, he was asked whether he was qualified to do the job, being somebody who was always practicing as a defense attorney. And then, he disclosed how, again, he also, was on the prosecution side in cases like the ANAS investigations, etc., etc. We'll get into that. Whether Akuffo has made a really good choice. We'll talk about that. And the last thing we will talk about is our Minister of Health, whether he's sleeping on the job. He told Parliament that he went into a contract which he hasn't properly thought through. Is he sleeping on the job? Should he resign? We'll return and get into all these issues that I've tabled for discussion today. In the meantime, let's take a quick break. Let me check the green room and see who's there. I think I can see Afa, and we'll be right back.
Hey, this your girl coming all the way from the US of A, yeah baby, aka Ya Phantom. And me di fill up bows in pan and to see one bridge with your money how Ghana mat ada romantic. What's me sending provisions? Esa sutra credit Emma Ebusuya phone and the form one Ghana. And one is a www.ghanamat.com. And they would say, boy, a sharp connection. www.ghanamat.com. Let's try provisions in the credit. Na really I have a numbers na screen as Ghana Mat ye crown.
All right, welcome back to Ghana Agenda. We have the entire team ready to go. I think I'm getting feedback from somewhere. Efa, is that you? Okay, yeah, that was you giving feedback. So when you are off, just control the mic. I know you know that very well. You are very experienced panelists for us every day. So Efa, thanks for joining. Paul is in the background. I can see his video. Once I see his video, I'll bring him on as well. How was your week? And how was the weekend? We've started a new weekend since yesterday. I saw some parties all over the places, and I'm sure people are protecting themselves while they are out there. How is your weekend going, and how was your week?
So far, so good. And as you know, typical of Chicago, people are doing their thing, but we are still here. Everything is great. In Ghana, there's great news coming, and as the waves are blowing, even the NDC has joined the victory wagon, and they're cheering Nana Akufo-Addo for great moves and great developmental appointments, and we going forward as a country, and despite all the challenges, we are back today. We appreciate our listeners, and we say that they should join and make commentary and be part of the conversation and be part of the development agenda. And that as always, we are coming here to show that, when it comes to options politically, when it comes to options, as far as development and going forward is concerned, NPP is not a match. The NDC will be talking and talking, but, we have proven time and again that given the opportunity, we are ready to take Ghana to the next level. Thank you very much. Paul, greetings.
Thank you very much. My brother Ifa, you see, I'm looking very handsome this afternoon.
Paul.
Ifa is looking very handsome, and he's in his designer shirt because he's gotten some of the money from the Flagstaff House. That is why Ifa will come and sit here this hot afternoon, that the temperature is about 90 Fahrenheit, to be telling us that good things are happening in Ghana.
All right.
And that is happening in Ghana that we all know is a health minister who has been a public account committee chairman before, going to sit in front of the August House of Parliament to tell them that he was under pressure. That is why he went against the rules and regulations that have been laid by the Parliament of Ghana, that anytime you want to enter into an international agreement, you need to go and seek parliamentary approval, which he refused to do. So if this is what my good brother Ifa is telling us this afternoon, that there are good things coming from Ghana, well, we are here to talk, and I hope we are going to lay the fat bare. Also, to add to it, my good friend Ifa knows that I've been very busy this week because work has taken a lot of my time. But no fears, I am here for him, and I will match him boot to boot. No fears. So let's start.
All right, that is a wonderful introduction there. The fight is already started. So, before we get into the conversations, I know there is some. Maybe I will reserve this for the end because we should start. Let's start. So, Ghana Gas has a new board, and we found out about this on the 21st of July. As the minister inaugurated the board, he talked about our debt challenges, inter-agency debts in this way where VRA is owing Ghana Gas, etc., that he's charging the board to deal with this issue. Kennedy Agyapong has now been chosen as the chair of the board. He's the chair of the board. And Kennedy, I want us to talk about because he's in the news for his outburst, his late accusations against Joy FM, Joy News, Multimedia. I want you to tell me or react to Kennedy as a person and his role in our democracy, things he say, the positions he's holding currently, and tell me what is going on here. Is Kennedy getting too much control over our governance institutions? Who is Kennedy? Is Kennedy the right person for those roles? And is this a thoughtful appointment? Let me start with a found that, being that you are on the government side. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. Ghana Gas. You didn't mention the fact that we've paid what we owed Nigeria. You know, we owed Nigeria some money, right? And for which we had some challenges during the Dumso days. Some people chose to use the money for some chinchinka and other stuff. So we're doing good as a country as far as the energy sector is concerned. The management that has been brought on board, and with NAPO now taking charge, having fixed the challenges in the education sector, been given the chance to deal with our energy. Okay, so now we're going to talk about Kennedy. Who is Kennedy and why Ghana Gas? Kennedy is one man that, you can love him for whatever, where you're looking at it, we can love and hate him at the same time. He speaks his mind. He is always on both sides of the political aisle. He gives it to NPP when he feels there's something that he needs to talk about. He gives it to the opposition when there's something he needs to talk about. He is one man that, hate him for whatever, he stands for the truth. Do I agree with him on all that he says? No. Do everybody agree with him? No. He has his challenges. But right. He is also somebody that I call the action man. He just doesn't talk. He has proven to be somebody that if he has it and given the opportunity, he's going to deliver on it. It is just the case that, once in a while.
And you are saying that because he's delivered on what? What exactly has he delivered? What is his track record? What are you referencing?
He's been a very successful businessman, right? If you look at Kent City, for instance, where he started, he has a lot of businesses. But the one that obviously we all know is Kent City, how he started and grown this media house into a very powerful media house in Ghana, the number of people that are being employed, the flagship shows that are being done. It is not that it is him only that did that, but he has assembled a team that through his leadership and the vision that he has, that he wanted to put such a thing. As far as the media space in the country is concerned, he is a force to reckon with in that field. He is involved in a lot of businesses in the real estate sector. He is into fisheries. He is into he's doing a whole bunch of stuff out there. Some of them we don't even know until he finished. He's the man that want to bring out when he's done with it. Recently,
right? But others are saying that the president is expressing confidence in this man who himself has so many cases against him, where he's destabilizing, he's calling for people to be beaten. That if he were the president, he would have gotten those people to be beaten. This is an expression of violence, a threat. How do you have confidence in such a person? Don't you think, again, Even if for publicity purposes, it is not a good move.
Yeah, so Ken is a public figure and he has so many platforms. He makes a lot of utterances. Some of the utterances haven't gone well with all of us, with the general public and all that. Sometimes the way he carries out his emotional outbursts and all that, yes, it is a weakness on him. We all have weaknesses one way or the other.
Right.
Yeah, we've had time to bash him when we need to. In recent times, he's been in the news about what happened, why, and then he taking on Joy FM and all that kind of stuff. Yes, that is true. So you can look at that one and condemn him on that. I don't have a problem with that. But if you take his he taking on Joy FM, for me, he has a point over there. Based on what happened with regards to Kaka and the subsequent death and all that kind of stuff. So people may disagree with me, people may disagree with him, but he has a point. The way he expressed it with regards to, what he said about the journalist and all that, fine. That one, we can look at that and deal with him on that. But you cannot take away from him his business acumen and his ability to get things done. That you can't take away from him. And we all have our shortcomings, right? So you look at what the man is bringing on board and decide that, okay, given this position, is he going to do it? Right? And the question is, yes. Can he excel? Can he bring on board what I want as far as the vision for Ghana Gas is concerned? And the question is, and the answer is yes. He is well versed with it. He's been talking about, some of these contracts that were signed, Ghana Gas, the whole energy sector and stuff like that. So having criticized and having demonstrated through his own public works and his own private life that he's able to deliver on whatever he's given, I wouldn't take that away from him. He may have issues with how he makes comment on some issues, yes, but you cannot take away from him the fact that he's going to deliver on the job, right? People can talk all sorts of things, but you cannot point to the fact that he's a good businessman and would deliver. So for that, I would applaud the president for giving him the position. I'm sure a lot of things went into it, a lot of consultations went into it, and they settled on him. And I don't have a doubt that he's going to deliver on the job. Is he not going to make the same things that puts him into public outcry? He's going to be making probably. You can predict and say he's going to be making, but is he going to deliver on the job? Yes, he will. So
all right. Okay, so you think he's gonna deliver on the job, and we shouldn't necessarily. We should excuse his shortcomings. But Paul is gonna tell you that his shortcomings can it's sometimes seen as a threat to national security. His utterances. This is a guy who questions people's source of wealth. Nobody knows his source of wealth, etc., etc. Paul, I'll let you say it yourself. You've heard of oh, Paul, I think you're on mute. If you can
I'm here.
Yeah. So you've heard of
Well,
Afa is saying he's a good businessman. You've seen his media empire that he's built. He has investments in real estate. He's demonstrated enough that he can do the job practically. He's done so many things. He has experience. But he has shortcomings, but he should be excused.
That is according to my good brother Ife's analytical judgment. He thinks he's good for the job. Well, for me, I was thinking my brother that was going to respond to the shirt he's wearing. That shirt, that designer shirt, to let me know where he got it from. But he refused to talk about his designer shirt. So I'll go on anyway. Look, Kennedy Agyapong, being appointed as the Ghana Gas, board chairman.
Right.
The president is known to, recognize and promote people when you become very violent, when you talk and you attack people of the people who are talking against him, and when you come after him and those people who try to defend him, those are the people he's known to be recognizing. And he's a loyalist. Look at the ministers he appointed. if you're a loyalist and you cotate to his autocratic and authoritative rules, of course you'll be in his good books. So for me, I'm not surprised that the president is appointing Kennedy Agyebeng Agyapong to be the board chairman of Ghana Gas, because Kennedy is known out there defending the president. It's a scenario whereby the number 12, expose came. It was
Right.
Kennedy. According to Kennedy, the tape is there. They came to his house and told him that he has to defend the president, and that is when he launched series of attack against Anas, which led to the murder of Ahmed Swale.
Raleigh.
Put Ahmed Swale's picture on the live TV, saying that anybody who come across this guy, beat him. If they take you to court, I will come and defend you. And what happened? Ahmed Swale was murdered. And Akuffo has not even uttered a word about that. He's happy about that. The second instances is the Joy FM Erastus, whereby goes around attacking him left and right, attacking the whole of Joy FM, telling the whole of Joy FM that the CEO, established that business with cocaine money.
Yes.
Is the only person who knows the source of people's wealth, but he does not know the source of his own wealth. Number 3, there's a video out there, and Kennedy Agyapong is categorically saying that the attack is attacking people, the president is in support of it. So the president is rewarding him based upon the attack he's attacking people. It is audiovisual. It is not like an audio you said that has been doctored. This is an audiovisual, video and audio combined, where Kennedy Agyapong is heard clearly saying that Dampare Akuffo, the tyrant president, is in support of the attack. He continues to attack people. So for me, I'm surprised that the president is trying to recognize him and then give him this position, because it's a judicial position that they are giving to him. And don't forget, it's either they are trying to compensate him with the attack he continues to attack people. And I believe when he gets to watch this video, he's going to launch a series of attack on me and say some things about me, which he doesn't even know where I am. He doesn't know anything about me, but I know he's going to do that. So I'm expecting that. Number 3, for a person who has threatened, who has continued to threaten, know all the criminals in Ghana, know, the people, the one who killed Ahmed Swale, know the person who killed the former MP, the MP that was murdered, who knows that person who killed him, for the president to be awarding this person with such a position, up to the president. I am not surprised after, because the president stated that at Etiwa. So the president is a violent person, and he's a person who does not want people to criticize him. He's an autocratic person. He's a dictatorship. That is why he has appointed somebody in a similar capacity. Don't forget, they say birds of the same feathers fly together. Of course.
What you're saying, right? Interestingly, you hear Kennedy Agyapong talked about this Radio Rwanda thing, where he would say that it took one radio station announcement, and within 2 hours, 800,000 people or so were killed. Then he cited example of how peaceful Sierra Leoneans are, etc., etc., our neighborhood, where things like that happen. And he's saying that if something is happening to your neighbors, or if your your neighbor's beer is on fire, you put water, you apply water to your own. And so he's saying we need to curb the media. And perhaps in his way of curbing the media, first of all, is to attack Joy that they reported something that has caused death, or has caused people to demonstrate, where law enforcement came and shots were fired.
You see, Mr. Alfred Amuzu, look, you see, this is the hypocrisy, and how do you call it in tree? Nyachum. Is that how they say it in tree? Nyachum. This is the hypocrisy, and I just hate to hear that. He Kennedy Agyapong sits on his Ken City TV station, say all sorts of things, national security implications. Okay, Ghana did not turn to Rwanda. What Joy FM did, that's what we turn Ghana to. That is hypocrisy to the highest level. So I'll not even want to go there. I am saying that I am not surprised that he has been given this position, because even even with the affirmation of the president, the autocratic and the tyrant president we have, with his affirmation, okay, they appointed him as the chairman of the defense and
Interior
committee in parliament. How can you appoint such a person to be the defense and interior committee in parliament?
Right.
You understand?
He has access to defense and everything done by the police. That's why I was asking that.
And look at
is there so much power being consolidated in the hands of this man who
is the de facto prime minister of Ghana? And nobody can touch him. And Ifa knows that nobody can touch him, because the thing that Kennedy Agyapong will say that he goes scot-free, if anybody in the NDC says that the person who had the police or the NIB or the national security at the person's door in the next an hour or two. So for me, I mean, he's untouchable, and he's being rewarded because he continued to attack people which the president affirmed, the president supports it, or there's a secret that they know that if they don't give him some juicy contract, he will expose them. There is something behind this thing. We wait to see. There's a saying that, and that my wife continued to tell me that, I mean, Nyinsem and Kissi Agyebeng, oh, if I help me, you are the tree man, help me. Which means that when you get pregnant, you can never hide it. The pregnancy will definitely come out. Look, whatever is behind this appointment, it will never be hidden. It will come out. For me, I will not doubt. Well, Ifa has made some point that he's a good businessman, he has seen different businesses and all those stuff. For me, I will not even contest that. Let's wait. Time will tell. Thank you.
All right. So the pregnancy will surely reveal stuff, and we will know exactly what's going on.
Is it because there is a secret about the government and the president that they are scared that if they don't appoint him, he's going to expose them, and know he talks by heart? Or it's because he's attacking people left and right, and the president is happy about it, which he himself has stated on audiovisual, which my brother Ifa knows and have seen, saying that the president supports him when he's attacking people. It's either of these two. So I don't know, maybe Ifa is going to be in a good position to tell us which one led to the appointment. And we hope and pray that the good business skills he claimed he has, the good business, I mean strategies he claimed he has, and he has built businesses upon businesses, we hope he takes this to Ghana Gas. That's all I can say. Thank you.
All right. Afa, back to you. Let me see if I didn't. Afa, back to you. In his acceptance speech, I'm going to share something here quickly from his acceptance. In acceptance speech, this is what he said. This is what Kennedy Agyapong said. He said, we want to assure you that we are going to cooperate with you, and we are going to ensure that the right thing is done. That's it. Do you still think this man with his competence, and the man who we all know to be someone who talks a lot, do you think in this acceptance speech that, again, you are assured of some revolutionary strategies that is going to change our Ghana gas and, of course, security for better?
Yeah, thank you very much. You see, this man has been the chairman of the Defense Committee for a long time, right? Or for quite some time now. And we have not seen any compromises as far as security and information that is privy to is concerned. So you can hate this man, but he's still a professional, okay? You are trying very hard to link him to he's untouchable. I thought you guys said, what is his name? I thought you guys said Gabi was the de facto prime minister. Now it is Kennedy Agyapong. So who is next on the list? So keep on the list of the de facto prime ministers in Ghana. You're doing a good job. And then you said he's untouchable. We are here. How many times has he not been in court? How many times has he not been in and been at the privileges committee to answer questions when people feel they have issues with him, right? And in some of the cases that he's been to court, some he has won, others he hasn't won. So untouchable what? Untouchable about what? You see, we have to come to this realization that in Ghana today, right? If we have a problem with the judiciary, we can talk about it. But they are good and they're doing their job. If we have a problem with the police, we can talk about it. But when something happens and all of a sudden you want to say that state institutions are favoring one person, it's a lie. It's not true. Don't do that for purposes of politics. You want to come and say all these sort of things. No. Now you're talking about Ahmed Swale, right? That maybe Ken knows something about it or whatever it is. Ken said he himself has submitted information to the police. And we are all here, right? Ahmed Swale is the darling boy of Anas, right? What has Anas not been doing? And so far, Anas has not released anything to implicate anybody, except to put people's words in the public, piece it together with some information that has been doing to push it out there. If anybody has more information, make it available to the police. And Ken has always been saying, why is the police not bringing the truth out? So you can go on those tangents and all that kind of stuff. But me sitting here, right? If I piece together what he said about Joy FM, I totally and 100% agree with him.
But let me ask you one question before you move on to that. Right? Let me ask you one question. You saying that T. Kennedy has been the chairperson of the Parliamentary Committee on Defense and Interior, right? Technically in charge of the police. And you are telling me that hold on, let me ask my question. And you are telling me that he is not, he doesn't know why the police is not releasing the report. Isn't he the chairperson? It doesn't all this land at his desk.
So the functions are different. There's the police council, there's all these and blah 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 stuff like that. The police report will not be sent to Ken. I'm not privy to any.
But you are saying if Ken wants to know, he should know. He's the chairperson of the parliamentary.
What I'm saying is that a lot of people are saying because of what he said led to it, so he knows something about it, right? And he has come on TV and several times he has sent information to the police and blah blah blah. I mean, he's mentioned names.
I'm saying coming on TV is different from if he really the things that he's saying that he's coming on TV to say, the things he comes on TV to say, he has the ability to know. I mean, it's not like him coming on TV has nothing to do with.
The point is that he cannot be the one to issue a report on Ahmed Swale's death. No, that's not gonna. I mean, he can.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying before he comes on TV to say he doesn't know, he should also recognize the abilities he has as the chairperson of.
If the police has not released any report on it to him, what do you want him to say? The police has not released any official report on that. So what do you want him to say? Cook up something and throw it at
the chairperson in charge of. He provides oversight.
It doesn't matter. The police have not finished with their investigation.
For the executive, that you know.
No, but if you need the police to do something and they are not finished, they don't have any report for you, and you are the chairperson.
What time? When are they going to finish? Who sets that time? Is that time unlimited? I'm saying, who sets that time? What kind of culture? What kind of culture is he supervising over that allows the police to take infinite time to actually update him on an ongoing investigation that has national implications?
Do you know about cold case files? Do you know how many?
There's just too many court cases that are becoming cold. Okay, we have a new IGP, so we will talk about all that when we get into that session. But I'll let you finish.
Let me reback before we go on there. Now, in security matters, right? If when there is a death or something, it is handled by the security agencies. If there are other sub-security agencies and the main one investigating hasn't sent you a report, there's nothing you can do. It happens everywhere. In America, there are what they call the cold cases. That this one.
I just want you to connect the dots between. I just want you to connect the dots between the guy who's in charge of a supervisory. The reason for that committee that he chairs is to provide supervision over the executive branch of government. So if he is encouraging a culture that gives the police unlimited time to do investigations and not providing the supervisor any updates, so he can come on TV and say, I don't know. If that is the culture he's supporting, and that is what we are going to see, I guess, that's good. I mean, it is. Look,
no. What culture is he encouraging? What culture?
The culture is the police has an investigation going on, and you are telling me that the police have not published any update on that. Okay, is the investigation actually still going on? If the investigation is still going on,
police report on that.
The person who provides supervision over that executive branch, the Interior, the whole Department of Interior and Defense, the person who sits on the parliamentary committee that provides supervision over that, does not have a way of knowing the status of investigations that have national implications.
I don't know. No. If you don't understand how murder cases are handled, let me educate you so you will get it. And then when a murder case
I want you to not necessarily do that, but continue with it.
If you are not going to allow me to speak, you can go on. You can have your opinion. I don't care. You know I don't have a problem with that. But let me speak. When a murder case happens, right, it is given to the police to investigate, and all the agencies will come in. The supervisors will only ask, "Where have you got into?" And they will tell you, "Oh, we are here, we are here, we are here." As far as Ahmed Swale's death is concerned, the police hasn't issued it. Just statement. We are still investigating. If you have any information, send it to them so that they can complete their report. Now, in addition to that, what you should know is that there are a lot of cases that go cold because they don't have evidence to prosecute it. People are talking, they have the evidence. If you have the evidence, send it to the police. Other than staying on the radio stations and doing this person and that person, what implicates him? Because he said it and blah blah blah. And a lot of people have said stuff like that. A lot of people have said that they've taken them to the police station to go and write report. And what did he not say? What the tape of Osampofu's tape hasn't he been sent?
Okay, you're changing the topic. So let's stay on this one. Don't go to, you know.
I shouldn't go where?
I say let's stay on, you know, the continents. You are bringing in.
When I'm talking,
I don't know what Kukwanido has to do. I don't know what Kukwanido has to do.
You're talking about him creating a culture. No, he's not creating a culture.
I don't know what Kukwanido has to do with the culture of unlimited investigations that have no update to the chairman of a committee. I don't know what Kukwanido has to do with that.
That is not the only murder case that is not conclusive. And I'm telling you,
this one is of national interest.
Go to the FBI. Go to the FBI. Go to the Chicago police. Whichever state you are, go there.
We are talking about journalists. We are talking about a journalist who was murdered. So tell me, you know, in our democracy. Anyway,
let's so that is okay. So no. You see, you gotta chill and understand it. Don't add emotion and sensationalism to it. A murder is a murder. It needs to be investigated. So we shouldn't limit it to one person is murdered or something happens around one person and you want to use that to score some political point. Any murder, Kaka's murder is important. We need to find out who murdered him. There are so many murder cases out there that they are investigating. It is important. Don't limit it to one person. There have been people having meetings.
Ahmed Swale's murder is not. Listen. Ahmed Swale's murder is not just any murder. This is a murder of a journalist in our country. The murdering a journalist is a serious issue. It's a very serious issue.
I think my brother is asking
no.
If I
not.
You cannot
if I can finish.
Let me let Afa conclude on this.
I've not even done my rebuttal. So until I
speak for 50 minutes now,
I will speak on it before I go to the next one. So if you let me do my submission, you disagree with me, I don't have a problem with that, but I need to speak to you.
You are just going round the circle, the same thing you are talking about.
But you are going round. You are talking about Nana Akuffo is a tyrant, it's a blah, blah, blah. You are saying all that kind of stuff. I didn't interrupt you.
Okay, no problem. Go ahead and finish your submission.
If I can finish.
Okay, go ahead and finish your submission.
I have to take my submission because I will come back to it before I go to the next one. So if you want, you have to wait for me to finish before you interject. You have taken on the time.
But you have taken over the program. You've been talking for the past 15 minutes. You said every 15 minutes.
Okay, let him finish. Let him finish his submission.
Okay, so the topic on there. I am deviating, and you won't let me deviate for the people to judge. You are here interjecting. What I need you to understand is that I am going to speak. When you take another topic, I'll speak on this before I proceed to the next. I don't care. You can suggest all you want. I'm going to keep quiet and wait. When you finish,
all right, let's go.
This is the issue.
Paul, let him finish.
Let me just make this thing. Candidate Agyapong is the chairman for the Defense and Interior Committee in Parliament. Candidate Agyapong was on a radio station in New York saying that he knows who murdered Ahmed Swale and that the former regional commander and now, unfortunately, the new IGP, Dr. Dampare, told him that the name of the person is Ansuba. And just after that expose at a radio station in New York, the CID director for CID, in a week later, came out and said it's a lie. It is not true. The information Kennedy Agyapong put out there, they have nothing of that sort. And that if he comes back to Ghana, they will invite him to come and give them further and better particulars. Kennedy Agyapong has been in Ghana over 3-4 weeks now. When that incident happened, nobody has called him. That is why he's untouchable. That is why when we are talking, don't try to defend him over here. Let him fight his own cross. The things that Kennedy Agyapong will say, my brother, even you as an MPP communicator in the US who is leading their communication team, and you've been bullying some of my members in other radio stations, and you've been running away from me, even you, if you make some statement, they'll come after you. So I am saying over here that the things you are talking about, Kennedy Agyapong is the chairman of the Defense and Interior Committee. He has supervisory authority over the Ghana police. And any information he has or he wants, they should give it to him because it is part of our rules and regulations. And the same way, if the minority on the committee, the minority chair co-person on the committee, any information about the security of the state, they have to know as the committee in Parliament. Let's educate ourselves on that. What we are saying this afternoon is that Kennedy Agyapong, you have said he's a businessman, blah, blah, blah. But I am saying he's a threat to be a chairman of the Defense and Interior Committee because there's a lot of issues that he has been implicated. He has been implicated in the Ahmed Swale case. I'm not saying he's the one who killed the guy, but he has been implicated in it. He has been implicated in the JB Dakwa case, the MP that was murdered, and he has been implicated in other cases. Kennedy Agyapong make wild allegations without not even substantiating it. He made a wild allegation against your own Kweku Baako. Kweku Baako took him to the court. The High Court has found him guilty, and they say he should pay compensation to Kweku Baako. He has taken the case to appeal court, and he's still losing the case there. He has made a lot of allegations against a lot of people, and all has turned out not to be true. So how can you trust such a person, my brother?
All right. So, how can you trust Kennedy Agyapong is the question Paul is asking.
And then, yeah, okay. So we are talking about Kennedy Agyapong being appointed as Ghana gas person, but we are diving into the security of the country and all that kind of stuff. Now,
no, that is because Kennedy Agyapong. I think I rephrased that. I added that.
No.
Not only
let me talk.
Chairperson, but he's also the parliamentary.
No. I'm not going to take when I'm talking. You come in and you are doing all this kind of stuff.
If you say something that is not a fact, I will just add to what it is.
What you showed us here. This is the topic you gave us, right? The topic you gave us is. Should Kennedy Agyapong be rewarded with extra responsibility or rebuked, right?
But we are talking about the responsibility he already has as the Defense and Interior Committee chair. We are saying that should he be given added responsibility? So it's fair for us to talk about what he already has as well. But go ahead.
Yeah, you don't need to be the chairman of security, the Interior and whatever in Parliament to have access to information in Ghana. You guys should get it. You don't need to. Anybody that wants information can go and have information. And you are talking about because he's been implicated. Were we not here when Abronya sat on radio and implicated Mahama in the murder of males and implicated him in other stuff? Were you not here when Airbus talk about government official one? We all don't know who government official one. If you don't know, that is Mahama. He knows it. And you guys defended him, right? Did he have they recused themselves from becoming a presidential candidate and committing more of such things? Right? So merely somebody putting out information out there means you should just accept it hook, line, and canker. I can sit here and see a lot of, I can mention names of some NDC people and say, all these people are criminals. Right? You don't go and defend yourself. You just take it, and because of that, if you are this, we are here when the tape, when I'm talking about it, you're going to go say, a tape, this is on security. A tape came, allegedly being the voice of your chairperson. Is he still not the chair of your party? Are you not defending it? I am not defending the excesses of Kennedy Agyapong. No. But I am saying that if you are going to link it up to Joy FM, Joy FM said there was a mob. There has not been any independent confirmation of that. They said the guy was this and all that. He rushed to appear before the committee, or he didn't listen to him. He couldn't confirm any of the report that they brought out. So if Kennedy Agyapong said, okay, you said this person is this and this and that. So people took it. And based on that, more people are dead. So we should take you on, and then you say, no, I differ. I disagree. Where are the mob that Joy FM said kill Kaka? Where are they? Name them. So that is the thing we are talking about here. So you want to talk about security and media control? If this is what media control is, yes, then the media needs to be controlled. Because we cannot sit down and take a media that is going to put information out there, people are going to act on, and more there for price. And that's why you were thinking
Aqua Radio is not controlled, and the agenda is definitely not controlled.
The one is fit for whatever position he is in now. He's way better. He speaks the truth. He speaks his mind. Sometimes he doesn't get it right, but he's a right fit for where he's been put. You see, we see one thing that is fascinating about the way NDC talk is this. They will make all these things, but if he were to appear before Parliament, it is an easy pass. It is an easy pass for him. So the man is not fit. The man is a criminal. The man is this. But when they are the people that are supposed to appear before you, you pass the criminal. So who is the criminal here? Who are the criminals here? That is the thing I don't understand. You make all these allegations, but when they appear before you, oh, easy pass, darling boy. Because you know that deep down all that you are saying, they are lies, they are propaganda, and they are not truth. You know that people are
Kennedy has been hauled to appear in front of the Privileges Committee over some of his utterances, and we'll see how what the outcome of that is. But let's take a quick 30-minute break, 30 seconds break.
You see the way he's sweating? You see the way he's sweating? He's defending the undefensive. That's why he's sweating like that. And let's put on record, nobody has stated over here that Kennedy Agyapong is a criminal. Nobody has stated that. So if he's saying it, then I'll take it from him. But I have never, or you have never stated that he's a criminal. We are saying that he's not fit for the job. Nobody has said he's a criminal. So
what I'm saying is that what you are doing, you did worse. You did worse to other appointees. But when you had a chance to reject them, you gave them all a clean slate. So which means that you are the liars. And perhaps you guys are the one talking about things you are accusing the other side of. I'm not talking about
let's take a quick break. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll read messages, and then we will move
Hey, this your girl coming all the way from the US of A, yeah, baby, aka Yavantam. And me di fill up bows in pan and to see one virtue, the money how Ghana mat other romantic. What's me sending provisions? As I such credit, Emma Ebusia Phone and the form one Ghana. And one is a www.ghanamat.com. And they would say, boy, a sharp connection. www.ghanamat.com. Let's try provisions in the credit. Not on really Angazankasa. I have friend numbers, Nana screen. Ghana Mat, ye crown.
All right, welcome back to the Ghana Agenda. My name again is Alfredo Muzu, and you've been listening to Paul and Mr. Efa Amaya, who represent the MPP. Paul, of course, the NDC rep for Ghana Agenda. Our regular panelist talking about Kennedy Agyapong, whether Paul is saying he's a security threat. He should not be the chairperson of the board, he should not be the one to chair the parliamentary committee on defense and interior, because he gets to have access to a lot of things which perhaps his name has been mentioned in. One important case that comes to mind, if you recall, is the murder of the journalist, or Ameswale is the one I'm referring to. The murder of Ameswale and other things, like even the Joy FM newscaster who recently reported from Ijura. He mentioned he made threats and said that he should be beaten. If he was the president, he would allow him to be beaten. So should that person be in charge of a committee that has access to information from defense and interior? Should that person be the ones, the revolutionary wizard strategist who is going to change the issues, the debt issues that we have within the energy sector? We've discussed that. We are going to move to the next topic, but before we do that, let me read a few comments. Okay, I'm bringing my guys back, but let me read a few comments and see what they have to say about those comments, so we can, nicely wrap this session up. When we started, Ajua was, of course, helping us determine whether our sound was clear. So, Ajua Odomensa, thank you so much for giving us your thumbs up that sound check is going on well, or our sound was good. Lifetime Legacy, you were supposed to be on the show, and I see your connections, but you have to connect your audio, so I can hear you. That way I can bring you into studio. So if you're still there listening to me, try to join us back and join the conversation. You are saying Ken has been selected to be the chairman of the defense committee because he's afraid someone will kill him for or behind the Swally death. So you are saying that he's the chairperson. I think he was the chairperson of that committee even before. I may be wrong though. I think even before Swally was murdered. But
no, that is not true, Mr. Amuzu.
That is not true, right?
He became a chairman of the Defense and Interior Committee within about 5 months or 4 months ago, when we did this 8th Parliament session. When
the 8th Parliament, okay.
Before then, he was the chairman for the Communication Committee Parliament. Right. He was moved even from the Communication Committee, swap, and then he was moved to the Local Government Committee. So I think that's it. So he just became the Defense and Interior chairman of the committee about 4 months ago. Yes.
Great. Okay, thanks for that correction. So yes, you're right, and you are saying that Lifetime Legacy in this case is saying that he did that so he can become. So that he can perhaps pick intelligence on what has been discussed as far as his involvement in some of these acts were concerned. We are not associating with that statement. That's your statement. Lifetime Legacy. Anyway, Ato Kwabena says for the first time, and Ato is a regular, partner to this program. He's always watching us, giving us feedback, etc., etc. Ato is saying for the first time, I think Paul is right about Ken Agyapong. Ken's comments are irresponsible and his temperament not befitting of such a post and leader at the parliament. How we have other MPs who are equally guilty of credibility and have been accused of wrongdoing, like Muntaka, but are leaders in parliament. So this is just selective justice on part of Paul. So Paul, he's saying that, of course, Muntaka is a leader of parliament. Other, people who have been accused.
I'm not surprised to say
guilty of, not just accused, but guilty of.
I'm not surprised to say this, my brother, if has paid him to come and be saying these things against me. So let's.
No, he's a very independent thinker. He's been part of the show, so give him credit for his thoughts. He's asking you that is this a double standard on your part?
This is not double standard. What criminal action has Muntaka committed that he's talking about?
He said he overheard. Did he say he overheard, or he was in a room when a justice of Supreme Court?
That case, let's ask ourselves a question. Why has the judiciary also kept silence on this issue? Look, there is truth or iota of truth in anything that come out. But just to save the judiciary, they've decided to keep it under control, or decided to wipe it out. So for me, let's not talk about that issue.
Okay, I think if I was gonna say something as well.
Yeah. You see, now there was a reaction, and then they decided to keep mute. Now, another case for Atoko Amina is Mahama Yarega. He also made false allegation, citing Muntaka and Okujetua Blokwa as the witness. They spent money, they investigated it, and what happened was that the then speaker told him, go and see no more. The list is endless. They will accuse you, they will say all sorts of things, but when you take them on, you are either going to disgrace them or they're not going to be able to prove anything. So don't listen to any of the things that he said. We all agree that Ken has his excesses, but you cannot take business acumen and his ability to turn things around out of him. And one thing that the NDC is afraid of is that they did a lot of bad deals there that he's been talking about. He's going to correct all of them. He's going to correct all of them. That's why they started bashing him instead of looking at what he's capable of doing. He would deliver, and that's what I'm talking about.
If I
Okay, so
let me make this comment. If I not ashamed to be sitting here and be telling your listeners, your cherished listeners this afternoon, that the NDC is afraid of Ken because we've done a lot of bad deals in Ghana gas. If I get to know, let me remind you, you've been in power for 5 years now.
Yes.
If you want to investigate anything, you have been power for 5 years now. You've not been able to do anything. So we wait for the next 3 years.
Most of you have been jailed. Most of you have been jailed, and some are in court. What I'm saying is that it is not every bad deal that you can imprison people for, but you correct them, right? So that the money that is somehow going into some criminals, you will be able to bring them back. Haven't you heard what is happening at Bost? Boss, haven't you heard what is happening at Bost? The money that have been saved at Bost.
All right. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to
the road contract. The road contract.
Okay, this is going to be a great
$1 billion. $1 billion.
All right.
Activities all over the place. We are going
so this is a good way for us to start a second topic that we table for conversation, which is that the special prosecutor in person of Kissi Agyebeng has gone through the president's nominee has gone through the vetting process, and he got a knock or the approval of the committee to be our new special prosecutor. We've all watched this guy discuss so many different experiences he has as a person. He practices as a defense lawyer. We know that he teaches at the University of Ghana criminal law. And so he was asked whether, being a defense lawyer, he would be capable of now becoming the prosecutor. And he made an example of the fact that even when the NAS or the Tiger Eye investigation team does their investigations, he is the prosecutor who reviews the evidence before prosecutions begin. Showing clearly that he has enough experience being a prosecutor. And that those are, very necessary for the position he's about to occupy, and therefore he can play the role. Conflict of laws. We know that the Attorney General, according to our Constitution, which is Article 88, I think 3 of under 88 or so, says that the Attorney General shall have the prosecutorial authority, or be the only person who can prosecute all criminal cases in Ghana, which means that his ability to prosecute still, or his authority to prosecute still goes through that department. And he thinks it's a conflict of laws that we need to resolve. He has impressed so many people who I have spoken to. Let's go to Paul. You've heard this guy, Kissi Agyebeng. What do you think of him? Do you think he's going to be a very good special prosecutor for Ghana?
Well, Mr. Muzu, for me, this is a quick one. I mean, let's give him the chance. Let's see what he can do. I listened to him. I watched him. He's vetting. I mean, I'm not impressed about most of the answers he gave. But hey, I mean, we are human.
What are you not impressed about?
I mean, for him to be telling us that, the corruption, the question they asked him about being corruption, how is he going to fight corruption? And also the question they posed to him about, is he going to be a man of his own? I don't know. I can't answer the question. Look, we have a president who is a tyrant, who is an autocratic person, who will try to, influence him, who try to, persuade him. But I hope and I believe in him that he's going to take his stand. He's going to put his foot down, just as he said that he's going to wear his own shoe. He should make sure he wear his own shoe. He doesn't wear the shoe of the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, so that he tried to do things to please the president. I am saying over here that he is someone that we should give the chance. Let's watch him. Let's see what he can do. But anyway, the minority on the committee, did a good job. You see, a question was posed to him whether he has any business dealing with African, how's the name?
Is it African? Is it African partners? So
Gabby's
law firm.
You see the way he went around. Well, for that, he was not transparent. He was not truthful on that question. But hey, he's a human being. We are all human beings. We are all fallible. Let's give him a chance. Let's see what he can do. We give him all.
But there are implications for if he actually has a deep relationship.
He said on that question that he has no direct relationship, but he has a relationship with White and
Castle.
White and Castles, who also have a business deal with the African.
They were on Agyapong because they were the one of the advisors.
Exactly. Yeah. And that is where Muntaka
they incorporated the original assassin royalties.
You say you have nothing to do with Agyapong deal, and he came out to say, well, yes, I have nothing, but I just have a business deal with White and Castle, and White and Castle. Look, let's see what is going to happen. I'm saying, let's give him a chance. He's a young guy. He's an Accra Academy product.
Academician.
He's my school colleague. He's my colleague at Accra Academy. We all went to school together and all those things. Accra Academy or academicians, we make hay whilst the sunshine. And I believe you should make hay while the sunshine. The only caveat I put over here is that if only the president will not force him to wear his shoe. If the president allow him to wear his own shoe, he might be able to do something. And I think I want to use this medium to send a message to the president through my brother Ifa that he should allow Kissi Agyebeng to wear his own shoe. The president should not try to force him to wear his shoe like he did to Martin Amidu. That's why Martin Amidu resigned.
But Kissi Agyebeng is a man of his own. That when the president wants to,
we academicians, we are people of our own. We want to do something, we do it to perfection.
No, we should leave it at that, right?
I am saying, even with a whole Martin Lamisu Amidu, the president forced him to wear his shoe. The president should. I hope.
Amidu is just somebody who offended both sides of the political aisle.
Look. For Amidu, there's a tape and a debate I had with Ifa. He showered praises on Amidu at Obapa Steele's program. He praises Amidu, and Amidu is going to arrest blah blah blah. And what did he end up with? Amidu said the regret ever in his life is for allowing the president to deceive him. And the president deceived him, and he ended up wearing the president's shoe. That is why the president tried to interfere in the Agyapong deal. I am saying with Kissi Agyebeng, he's an academician, and we academicians, we are determined and we are focused, and if we want to do something, we do it to the perfection. I am saying, if only the president allow him to wear his own shoe like he said, he's going to excel. But if the president force him to wear the president's shoe, that is where issues will come. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. I give him my support. We try our support behind him. He should go there and go after both NDC and NPP people. He think they've done anything to the state that is not acceptable. He should go after them. He should never allow, the president to interfere with all the Agyapong deals, the PDS deal, the Ameri deal, which involves the president himself. And don't forget, the flying of the president, flying 15,000 pounds an hour airplane, which as now we are speaking, they've refused to give us the detail for the Minister for Finance to run away from the question, to appear in Parliament after 1 month just to come and tell us that he's unable to provide the questions. The National Security Minister is the one who can provide the questions. No, this government, they are full of, they play games. I just hope they don't play these games with him. They allow Kissi Agyebeng to do his work and does it to the perfection and the expectation of Ghanaians. I know him. I know he's a fine gentleman. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. But if he fails, it's because the president will force him to wear his shoe the way the president is an autocratic and a dictatorship, I hope he's not going to be an autocratic and a dictating or dictate for him what he should investigate, what he should not investigate. He should go in. If he has to investigate NDC people, he should do it, expose them. If he has to investigate MP people, he should do it and expose them. And he should not forget to Agyapong, the president himself is involved. He should investigate the president and bring the president out. Thank you.
Oh, Paul, you are saying even he himself is involved in Agyapong. The president himself is involved. So
no. He has stated on the committee that he had nothing to do with it.
The Agyapong deal, yeah. But you are saying he has a relationship with White and Castle. So it's not known whether he played a role.
Gas, they've done some business for Ghana. Is it Ghana
Right.
Gas or GMPC? One of
so there's nothing wrong with all that. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, he's a lawyer. He's doing his job. But
so
now,
in other words, you think this is a very qualified individual who can actually deliver, do the job. But you are concerned about whether he will be influenced. And then even that you're concerned, I think you are referring to the fact that because he's an Accra person, you think he would be able to do his work.
Yeah, I think he's able to do it because you know me.
Because of the background.
Knows that I'm very straightforward, very forthcoming. I will say the way it is. No excuse. Whether you are my NDC, I will say it to your face. I hope that training they gave to us at the Accra Academy, that training will be exhibited in the job. If only the autocratic president will not try to dictate to him, because Akufo to be a dictatorship, and we hope he doesn't bring it on him. He should allow him, Akufo and the Minister for Justice, Godfred Odami, should allow the man to do his work. They should not interfere in any way. Whether any investigation he wants to conduct, he should conduct. Whether it is hard to do with the NDC, he should go ahead and conduct it and come out with the truth. That's all I am saying. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for that submission. This guy, has been met with a lot of positive reaction from then all sections across our country. And some people are going to the extent of saying the president made a good choice. It's almost like a double, what do you call a double impact, right? Because we talk about the IGP as well. So what do you say finally? Are we on the right course? Paul is making some accusations, some valid point that, there are some of these transactions that, involve very highly placed people to the extent of even the presidency, that because of that, people like Amidu and muscle out. Is this guy capable of, standing up on his own feet and not wearing the shoe of another man?
Thank you very much. So Special Prosecutor Office is just a new one that has been that we brought on board, right? And the first person happened to be Martin. Now, we all fell for Martin because we saw what he was doing especially with Wyoming and his writings about corruption and all that. And I always say, we all praised Martin and we were waiting for somebody who wouldn't look anywhere and go ahead and hammer. Martin wasn't brought in to come and hunt any NDC guy. No, anybody that thought that. Because what we say, we've been crying about corruption since whenever, right? So we need somebody to come there and do the job. Now, Martin was given the job. He couldn't do it. Now he goes around there and he keeps on talking. Blah, 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 blah. He says he was not allowed to do any job, but he hasn't given specifics. It is like somebody coming to you and saying your son don't respect. What did he do that shows that this is disrespect? Martin hasn't given us anything. All he says, he's just throwing in the descriptions. We need specifics. And if you can't throw description, it means that from the onset, we all fell for what we thought you could, but you can't do it. You just can't do it. Nobody interrupted Martin. He just couldn't do the job. His first case was against Ayariga. We all saw Ayariga went to court one time, and then Martin got broken, and then all we had was a resignation, whatever. He's gone, his history. He should stay somewhere, and then we focus on this. We all fell for him, but we realized he couldn't do the job. I will fall for somebody that you talk. Okay, based on that, let's give you the job. Then you go there and you flop. So what do we do with you again? Stay you somewhere. Now, let's talk about Agyebeng. We don't know what he's bringing on board. We can only look at what he's done and based on which, like, we all accepted Martin that he's going to do the job. He's been asked a lot of questions to see how independent he could be, and he answered the questions, I mean, to some of us very excellently. Conflict of laws, Attorney General's control, whatever, being under the control of anybody, he answered every question, right? Now, all we're going to need from him is honesty. And when he's facing any challenges, he had to be forthright with Ghanaians, right? That you're going to go according to what the law has given you. Now, if there are conflict of laws, there's always a way out of it.
All right, I think we lost my brother Efa there quickly. Right, Efa.
Right.
Go ahead. We lost you briefly, but go ahead. So you were talking about conflict of laws, and Efa, something I observed in that is that he actually recommended that, you know, we passed a new legislation called the Corrupt Practices Act to kind of solve issues where, you know, a derivative case, a case that is part of a corruption case being prosecuted by his office, but the other auxiliary case or the other contributing case is in the office of the Attorney General. And because he doesn't have control over that, if he and the Attorney General don't see eye to eye, that it could be conflict and, you know, access may not be granted to him for those evidences. Do you also see where that need is? I think that's one thing we are quickly going to have to measure him for, right? Because he says he's going to help. He's going to put his services and his experience out there to help us put together a Corrupt Practices Act, which clearly states, which, you know, how the Attorney General's office and this office should cooperate. He's also saying that there should be some amendments to perhaps Article 88, so that it's not only the Attorney General who should have the authority to initiate prosecutions, but that other institutions such like his should also have the opportunity to initiate prosecutions. But the Attorney General should have interest in any prosecution that will be initiated by any of the other corruption offices that is fighting corruption in our country.
Exactly. You know, the Constitution says that all criminal prosecution comes from the Attorney General. So this office is like under the Attorney General, and we have to do that because anything short of that, somebody can take it to court, and then the office is shut down, right? So the Attorney General ought to be interested, and there are cases where if the case is not going right, they say the Attorney General can step in. But you see, that it is couched in such a way that the Attorney General then just do these things at will, right? That you have to give reasons and stuff like that, and all these things are going to be public issues. We're going to be discussing, and we take it out from there. But I like that part that he said, that we should come to a situation where that part is amended so that the office become totally independent, and not once the case is before you, you are not under the Attorney General. So that in that case, the law doesn't say that it is only the Attorney General that prosecutes these cases. So let us see how we translate these things and how this office help us fight corruption, right? It is very, very important, and much is expected of him, right? We can put in all these kind of stuff to, you know, whatever we want to do to him, but come on, let's give him the chance. Let's, just as we gave Martin, but we don't want to see any of these Martins. If somebody is interfering in your job, you know what to do. All these things are under the law, you know. Go ahead, do the job. Don't come and be complaining, right? Don't come, because nothing is easy in the country. Nothing is easy anywhere, but it takes your will. And the fact that this is your mandate is you are within the laws, and then you are executing it for the good people of Ghana. And that is to be the number one thing. If anybody is watching your effort, if anybody is in your way, let us know, and let us see how the public reacts, so that, you know, whoever is interfering in us fighting corruption, you know, we deal with such a person. But he should go in, he's young, he has seen how corruption has devastated the country, and make sure that, just as he said, it makes corruption very costly, but not just very costly. People go to jail, people are incarcerated, we collect our money, and then we make sure that people will not even think about getting in there, even though they will give it a try. So, again, let's see what he brings on board. You can't say too much until he starts operating.
Yeah, that's what you hear it from Kakape. Kakape said you can't say too much until he starts operating. And he's surely going to be operating shortly because he's a done deal. He's our special prosecutor, Kissi Agyebeng, a blow guy, an academician. He, like Paul says, if he goes by anything, the academician will definitely do well. Kakape is who just finished talking, and Kakape, they are saying that you were such a great guy and your submission is super. And of course, I share that idea. They are saying that, remember, NDC is a party full of ex-convicts. That I disagree with. Look, I compare somebody's Nana Poku is actually giving you fans.
That is one of my bosses.
Okay, one of your bosses. Thanks. So we want to thank you for watching us. If you share the link so that others can watch us, this show is growing. We want us to help us. All right. Ibrahim saying Ghana politics. Well, let me save my breath. And of course, our brother came back, which is Ato Komina. Ato Komina is saying that the way Martin was exercising in training and his form, even bench and juggling the ball, running like a beast on the sideline, scoring beautiful goals, and his footwork skills were second to none. But when he was handled the number 9 jersey, he couldn't run a mile, squandering all his chances. And he ended up blaming the coach and his footwear. Paul would say, I've been paid again. Charlie, if they are paying you, we have to share because
the money that comes from Jubilee House to if I give some to him, so I'm not.
But he's making a very good point here. He said, Amidu, who we all know to be, the sense, the guy who fights corruption, Isotofo, went after people who got judgment debts to retrieve monies for Ghana. That when he was giving the Asamoah Gyan jersey, when it was time to take that penalty in 2010, the man, caused us a lot of pain as Ghanaians.
Mr. Muzu,
he didn't deliver.
That is true. That is true because he was being dictated to by the president.
Right.
If my brother Ifa is telling us this hot afternoon, the temperature is around 90 over here, that nobody interfered in Amidu's work, that is a big fallacy. I will not say a lie because I respect him. That's a big fallacy. That's a big fallacy because look, Ifa knows, and I think when Ken Oforiatta, the finance minister, when the Agyapong was being investigated, when Ken Oforiatta was going to visit Amidu, he told Ifa, so Ifa knows about it. So if Ifa don't know, what was Ken Oforiatta going to do went to Amidu's house to go and do on a Sunday? Look, Ken Oforiatta never visited Amidu ever until Amidu decided to investigate the Agyapong. That was the only time that Ken Oforiatta find it appropriate to go and visit Martin Amidu on a Sunday, which is not a working day in his house. Number one. Number two, when Martin Amidu was about to put his information out, the president of the country asked him to hold on for him to do further checks. These are all open secrets that we all know. So if Ifa is sitting here and telling me that Martin Amidu's job was not interfered, glory be to God. I leave it like this. Thank you. We can't hear you. Alfred, you are on mute.
Yeah. So, Paul, while you are on that topic, I also want to ask you about Dr. Dampare Way. Also, the name is Dampare. Yeah, I added WEY, right?
Dr.
Okay.
Dampare, the newly elected
appointed IGP.
Is appointed, not elected. Appointed. Sorry, appointed
IGP. Yes. What do you know about this guy? Would you say this is a breath of fresh air? That Akuffo has scored 2 solid points in a span of 1 week, right? He's got his special prosecutor, who is an academician, who you think by the training that you went through in academic, if he's allowed to do his job, that he's going to be excellent. And he's appointed IG, a new IGP, who reviews are coming from different quarters. This seems to be a stand-up guy, young man, and people are hopeful. What do you think about this guy? What do you know of him, and what is your initial take and assessment of him as well?
Well, for me, I will start by saying that we wish him well. He's a young police, ever the youngest ever IGP, if I'm not mistaken,
Right.
who has been appointed to that position. And Dr. George Dampare has shown a lot of, experience. Has shown a lot of, print foot to show that he's capable of doing this job. Well,
Right.
for me, I'm not surprised because he was one of the people in my mind. I was thinking that if they need to appoint a new IGP, he is one.
So you're not one of the Kofi Buachi guys.
COP, is it COP? The FM guy, the Ewe guy was named COP.
The one who they said wanted to attempt a coup.
The one, COP.
Okay.
COP, he's another fine gentleman. COP, Kofi Buachi, another fine gentleman. There are fine COP officers in over there that can take over the job. This is something that we've been calling for. We've been calling for a long time. For me, since November, I've been calling for the change of this IGP because he's weak.
Right.
Look at the way a whole IGP sat down. Look at the what happened in our election. As we speak, we don't even know the people who perpetrated, those violent on Ghanaians who are protesting for their vote.
Are you saying we don't know because it's not in the public domain, or that the police don't know?
The police said they don't know. They said they are now investigating. And this IGP was brought in to do the dirty job. The dirty job has been finished, and that is why they kick him out. I just hope Dr. Dampare, once again, a fine police officer who has shown capability that he's on top of his job, and who has shown the capability that he can manage the office, should allow Ghana first, not NPP. He should not allow him to be influenced like the way the former IGP who is going out has wear the NPP colors. He should wear the colors of Ghana. If an NPP person misbehave, arrest him, take him to the due process. If an NDC person misbehave, arrest him, take him to the due process. He should not favor one political party over the other. I hope and I pray that the expectation from Ghanaians for him, he will be able to meet it, because Ghanaians are expecting him to put structures in place to protect our security. Security in Ghana is deteriorating, and we hope he's going to do something to help to revert the security back to where it was when we handed over to this super incompetent government who said they have the men, but unfortunately they don't have the men. So I am praying for him. Let's hope for him. All the best for him. And I know my brother Ifa will come and make a whole lot of propaganda. But I am saying over here that the tyrant and the dictatorship president should not try to dictate to him and try to direct him to what to do. They should allow him to do his job and do his job to the best of his knowledge. He should serve Ghana first, not the interest of my brother Ifa, not the interest of me, not the interest of you, Alfred, but the interest of Mother Ghana. Mother Ghana come first than any other thing. I'm done.
Right. Thanks for that submission and your expression of faith in appointment as well. So again, good appointment in this situation as well. And especially the one that met your expectation, as you expressed there, Paul. And this is one of the people you were also looking at. Before we actually go to far, let me recognize Emmanuel Daku, whom I've also introduced as someone who will be joining us. Emmanuel is a certified public accountant and operates in North Carolina. Is it Charlotte area? Someone. Yeah. So Emmanuel is joining as well. Emmanuel will be helping us. Emmanuel will be helping us talk about whether our Minister of Health is sleeping on the job, which is going to be our next topic. But I also want to tap his view of the IGP, appointed IGP in person of Dr. Dampare Akuffo. What do you think about this man? What do you know about him? What are your expectations for him?
Okay, thank you, Alfred, and thanks to our viewers too. I've been listening on the social media, Paul ranting around, and my director, communication director, Kakape, so I greet you. Alfred, I know, I don't think that NDC will like anything Nana do appoint, whether good, whether bad, whether ugly. And that's the fact, and that's our viewers have to understand. NDC will never agree to it. But one thing that is clear with IGP and his background, and Alfred, it's good to know that he's a satisfied accountant too. On that,
okay.
Yeah, yeah. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, having that background, then he's into more detailed analytics. And I can see in his career, and that's what impressed me when I was looking through his profile. He have a finance, accounting, management background, and that's why I understand why he was in charge of the administrative affairs of the Ghana Police Services. He have served a lot of roles that are looking at this moment in terms of competency. He's the most qualified, probably proposed or recommended to the president to say, hey, this person comes with an in-depth understanding of the police services, and we need someone. And with a recent incident that have happened in the police service, the conduct of the police services, which some way, somehow have tarnished the image of the government, which everything that...
Are you agreeing that the police service has tarnished their image and the image of the government? Is that a fact?
Some of their conduct. So some of the conduct, which at the end of the day, we put politics into it, which are sometimes unfortunate that we put politics into it, and then it becomes part of the government machinery. So, hey, it's the government that's behind it. When some of the individuals involved in the professionalism of police service have not proved otherwise. And the same applies to the military too. But I believe at this time, we need a strong IGP. To put its foot on the ground and redeem the image of Ghana Police Services. And both of us, you know that the Ghana Police Service have a bad name in terms of corruption, in terms of not upholding to the law they themselves trying to enforce in the country. So for me, I'm very positive. I'm very believing in the competency of this IGP, and even the Ghana police, every police service personnel will tell you that he is the only one, as of now, most qualified to have the IGP now. And in terms of competency, the level of they have been in the welfare of the police services administratively, and all aspects in terms of research and planning. So this man with a PhD, I'm telling you, when it comes to strategics and putting effort on the ground to make sure we redeem the image of Ghana Police Services, which sometimes I want them to be very, very independent in terms of security and not politically. For me, which sometimes when I see that, I'm not a fan of that. As much as I'm a politician, I do not want security to be a political talk where we say, okay, they are policing only NDC people, and NDC will say, oh no, we don't agree to the things that they do. No, it's at the end of the day, when a bullet is flying, a bullet does not know NDC, a bullet does not know MPP. So we want our police services.
You don't want a biased police service, and you are saying that you have a lot of confidence in this guy. You think he's going to do the job. He's overly qualified from this standpoint. That's once the atmosphere is created for him, that he would excel. That's what I'm hearing you say, right?
He will very excel, and the president get his back. The president will support him or his work that have to ensure that the security of ordinary Ghanaian is being taken care of, irrespective of your party color. The service itself have to gain it right back. That Ghana, in terms of that, people are saying that insecurity, the concept of insecurity, sooner or later,
he's not going to take an appointment of one man, right? Come on, these are whole. Yeah,
and at the end of the day,
I want to. Go ahead.
Leadership is a key. So it might not take one person, but it might take one person to make a change.
There you go. So it might take just this one person to ignite that change. Afa, you've had your colleague spokesperson
2 against 1, but I'm not afraid.
You have done it before.
I will give the 2 of them equally.
Let's go.
That was a lot of confidence being expressed there by Mr. Emmanuel Daku in this case too. He's saying the guy is actually an accountant. He was in charge of administration, and because him being an accountant too, that makes him feel like this time around change is on the way, and he's gonna take just this one individual to ignite that change. Afa, is this to fix the country? Would you say, Akufo-Addo is finally fixing the country based on this appointments by themselves, minus the Agyapong one, because the Agyapong one we are still up to debate. But would you say by this special prosecutor's appointment and confirmation, and by this IC appointment, that something is happening and it's going to be positive for Ghana?
Yeah. So thank you very much, and Ima, thanks for joining us. I must say that on the issue of the IGP, I agree with both of them what they said, right? And that, in fact, the IGP's appointment is, I don't know for what the other side have seen in him. Everybody seems to jump on him as somebody who is going to fix the issue. I am a Barracks boy, right? I grew up at Cantonment, Dankwa Circle, the police hospital, opposite the prisons. There is that police quarters over there. My father was working at the headquarters. He was working at the quartermaster store. So I know a lot about the rot in the police. In fact, my first report at KNUST, I did improving the public image of the police. And the lecture was kind of like, what sort of topic is this? What are you doing? How can you?
That's a good topic, by the way.
How can you improve the public image of the Ghana Police Service? So when I listed the things that I wanted to improve, and I even showed it to my father, he was so impressed, and they like it. The way there was a lot of things that goes on at the barracks that these police people do, that it is against Ghana, it is against the government, that were just bad. Right, that I observed. So there are these little things we expect him to do, right? The little ones like the MTTU and the way we collect data when there is a problem, when there are accidents and there's crime scene. You see the way people troop in there. We need to educate the public on some of all these little stuff, right? And then handling of cases, crowd control, the bigger ones, corruption fight, investigation, murder cases, and all these things. I'm sure there's going to be the injection of a lot of technology. I know that is not to say that we are not injecting technologies right now, cameras on the street, traffic control and all that kind of stuff. But we're going to need more.
So you shouldn't just take an appointment of an IGP. That should be a system. That should be a systematic approach to that, so that we are not, again, building a strong man, but a strong institution. Even that of being an institutional, sort of planning, execution, whether we are going to put more technologies here and there. Are you saying that because of the previous leader, that an institution failed to have a process that's, is geared towards building a strong institution like the police service? Would you say just because of one man? That's, no.
I'm not even talking about. I'm saying, like when you have a meeting with people that make this thing happen, that you hammer that there's a need for this. It doesn't mean you should do it within the period that you are there, but they see the need and the little things that they gotta do. But when you put all these things together, the appointment of the Kissi Agyebeng and Dr. Dampare, it seems to have catch on and given us hope. And what we can say is that as we sit here, the daily activities that they're going to bring on board, how they're going to pick cases after cases, how they're going to handle the totality of the whole thing, is going to continue to give us the assurance that the confidence that we have in them, based on which we supported them in the first place, they are really bringing that on board. And we can only hope, and we can only make suggestions and continue to say, do this. I've said it time and again that when an incident happens, let us not, we need to correct that incident, but let us not always stand in a moment and say it shouldn't have or whatever. Whoever is culpable, let's deal with it. But how do we prevent the next person from falling a victim to what we are complaining about? And this is what we expect most of, especially Kissi and Dr. Dampare to bring on board and make sure that corruption fight and the police administration and security things are up the roof. We can't always get it right, but we need to get to a certain level than what is currently the situation. We can do better than that.
Right. Okay. So since we now have two representatives from the governing side, which is the MPP side, I will give the last word on this topic to Mr. Paul, who is the sole representative here of the NDC, to rebut, and then we will go into the.
There is nothing to rebut. Just to say that Emmanuel came here saying that I'm ranting. I never ranted. I spoke the truth.
Right.
Whatever I've stated there is the truth, nothing but the truth. And I will go back and repeat again. If only this dictator president we have will not try to dictate to these two appointments, the special prosecutor and then the new IGP appointed, if it's not going to try to force them to do what they are not ready to do, they will succeed in their job. But if they don't succeed, the blame will go on the president, because the president, which means the president, interfere in their job. And there are examples I've stated over here, which my good brother Kakape, who has gone to call for a backup, Emmanuel, to support him, could not even debunk it. I am saying that Ken Ofori-Atta went to Amidu's house on Sunday, to go and visit Martin Amidu. What happened?
And so, that was are you saying that was an way to intimidate Amidu, especially
influence and dictate to Amidu? That is why Amidu just put up a report this week saying that he was the most regrettable situation decision ever he's taken in his life is when Akuffo deceived him to accept that position. And he's right, because he thought he was going to be allowed to do or to be a man of his own and do his own and wear his own shoe. But little did he know that he was going to be asked to wear the president's shoe, whereby the president is going to tell him, don't put this report out, wait for these people to respond. And then the person that the report is about visiting the special prosecutor in his private residence. All these are called influence. All these are called lobbying. They try to lobby Martin Amidu. That is why Martin Amidu resigned from the position. I am saying, and I'm hoping, and I pray that this will not be done to these two fine gentlemen that have been appointed to these two positions.
Accra Academy guy, the Kissi Agyebeng. Kissi Agyebeng wrote about, or actually made a presentation on the 2012 election petition, to which he concluded that it was a non-judgment. That judgment was not a judgment because the Supreme Court didn't really provide answers to the questions being asked. And the questions being asked was whether the president was legitimately elected. But the judgment was
2020 or 2012.
The 2012. But the judgment was about whether there was overvoting or etc. And the question in front of the court was not whether there was overvoting or not, was whether the president was legitimately elected. In that thinking, do you think he's leaning to a certain party?
No, for me, look, as much as he has good friends in the NPP, he equally have good friends in the NDC. So let us not put a political coloration on him now. But for me, he's an academician, and we academic students were trained to be faithful, truthful, and then speak truth to power. That's how we were trained. That's the training we were brought up. And I hope you're also an academician, so you know it. So I am saying that Kissi Agyebeng was going to excel if only Emmanuel and a first president who is always trying to let people wear his shoe will not allow or will not try to let Kissi Agyebeng wear the president's shoe, whereby the president will tell him, go and investigate ABCD, don't investigate CWD. If the president is not going to interfere, he's going to do a fine job. The same thing to Dampare. So for me, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's not put political correlation on them. Let's move on. Let's see what is going to happen. But in 2 years, 3 years, if God permits, we have life. We all come back here, be on this platform to dissect and then discuss it and see if they were able to meet our expectation. For now, Me, the ranting that said the Imana came to do, he rather came to rant, and the public account, all those were ranting. I've never said anything bad about the Dampare. I said he's a fine gentleman, he's capable of the job, he can do the job. So let's allow him to do the job. Are we going to talk about the public committee hearing about the Minister of Health?
Yes.
That deal that Ifa and Emmanuel is part of it.
Yeah, we'll talk about that now. Okay, so quickly, Ato is saying that, hey, Alfred, you have ambushed Paul with 2 MPP brothers. We must investigate this. Well, we have a new IGP now, so let's this be one of the first things they investigate. All right. Again, share the link to the show. This is the Ghana Agenda, and we are on fire. We've discussed 2 very important topics already. We've talked about whether Kennedy Agyapong is actually a threat to our nation, in the sense that he's put in to chair a sensitive committee in Parliament, which is the Committee on Defense and Interior, which pretty much provides supervision over law enforcement, police, and he's been called or mentioned in so many very important cases, including one in which a journalist was murdered. Whether such a person should be in charge of such a sensitive position committee, and if he is this revolutionary strategist that is going to change gas production and utilization and etc. in Ghana. Let's now switch to Ministry of Health and talk about Mr. Menu. Ajima Menu went in front of Parliament to account on, the COVID situation, what the ministry is doing, etc. And in his testimony, he indicated that he was under pressure because we were seeing, was it a 3rd wave or so, that he needed to procure vaccines. People in Ghana have taken just 1 shot, and they are still waiting on the 2nd shots. And we had to get vaccine. The vaccines are now on the market. We know the AstraZeneca version, which was being administered in Ghana, was being manufactured in India, and the supply chain was disrupted when India had seen elevated cases. So India wasn't, banned exportation or AstraZeneca from sending vaccines to other places in the world. That was the vaccine that we actually get into the COVAX system, which was the World Health Organization facility to support countries like ours. So we had to procure vaccines, and in procuring those vaccines, he's reached out to the Ministry of the Russian embassy. He's reached out to people in the Russian government, and also to a businessman who is related to the King of United Arab Emirates. This individual has helped us with contracts or things like the energy, the Ameri plants that we brought into the country. So he's somebody known to both parties. We've been dealing with him. This time around, we went into a contract with him to procure vaccines for us. A vaccine which is supposed to cost about $10 from the Russian manufacturers themselves was going to cost Ghana $19 per jab. And he said he wasn't thinking properly because he was under pressure. And it brings the question, how many transactions has he gotten into in which he wasn't thinking properly? And the accusations is belayed on this guy that he's been sleeping on the job. He responded by saying, ask his wife, he's not sleeping. Let's go to Paul. Should this guy resign? Because again, it looks like, is he the only person in MPP who can actually do this job? Shouldn't they look at other very, young, qualified people to actually man our health ministry and deliver and take it out of this quagmire that we are in? I heard the president saying that we have let our guards down because COVID is spreading so much.
Well, Alfred, to start from your last statement, we've left our guard down and COVID is spreading. The president is supposed to be blamed for that.
Right.
Doesn't he know that there is COVID? And is he not the one who put down regulations and restrictions, but went to Sir John's funeral in Kumasi in that thick cloud? So you see, the president tried to be hypocritical in everything he does. He does one thing and come and says one thing. You know there's COVID, you know you've put restrictions around, but you are the same president walking around attending funerals, in numbers, but you are putting a lot that not more than 25 people. So for me, I left that one for Ifa and Emmanuel to answer. Number 2, concerning the Sputin and vaccine that has become an issue. I think we're on this very platform, and then my good brother, either Ifa or Emmanuel, I forgot who represented them on that day.
Yeah, that's what the discussion. Yes.
I think it's Emmanuel who defended it. Emmanuel was defending it heaven and earth. And now, Emmanuel, you see how disgraceful you have been? Or I'm sorry to use the word. Do you see how stupid they made you to look?
Because we said even that contract was not going to be cancelled. The contract, they couldn't even meet the initial number that they were supposed to deliver.
Emmanuel defended this, that it is the right contract and all this. So, Emmanuel, don't you look? You see how they've made you to look? So I'll plead on your behalf. You are a fine gentleman, you and Ifa. Next time, don't allow this super incompetent government of yours force you to say things and later be disappointed. Look, Alfred, let's put to the record. Look, this Minister of Health, okay, has been sleeping on the job from day one. We said it, but I know Ifa and Ima will defend it to the tooth. Right. Why am I saying so? Look, from the time that this COVID, of the time that they reported the first COVID, and let it also be a record that the first COVID was reported, and I don't want to play politics here, but when COVID started spreading, the president and his entourage, they traveled to Norway. I don't know what they went to do at Norway, and then to UK, and then back home. They brought the disease into the country because the Norwegian ambassador in Ghana, who went with them, who was on the trip, that was the first person who was reported of having the virus. So the president is the one who brought the virus into the country. Let's not mean worse. Let's say it to their face. Now, you've got to bring such a dangerous virus into the country, including the Minister for Health himself. He caught the COVID. He nearly died. But propaganda has been the day and has been the hallmark of this government. And that is what Ifa and Emmanuel will be doing this afternoon. They will always play mischief and propaganda and try to turn and twist and distort facts. Now, what we are saying is that for a whole Minister of Health coming to sit in Parliament, the August House of Parliament, to tell us that you were under pressure and you were confused, that is why you entered into such an agreement, is shameful. It's the least we expect from a Minister of State who is being paid over 35,000 Ghana cedi a month. Alfred, the most surprising aspect of it is that Mr. Agyebeng was the former parliamentary PAC, parliamentary account committee chairman. He has proven with that reasonable data, he knows his job, he knows what to do. So
he's an accountant, by the way.
How come that he knows that you cannot sign any international agreement without going through Parliament?
Right.
For you to come and tell us that you are under pressure, Alfred, there's more to this. I think the president is involved. That is why the president has not gotten the balls, as he said.
I've seen somewhere online where, in response to people asking that he resign, I saw somewhere, and I don't know whether this is true.
Let's not take that. Let's not take that. But I am saying the president is deep involved in this Sputin vaccine connection scandal, which they were going to make almost $9 per dose on the Ghanaian community, on the taxpayer. Because if the president is not involved, by this time the president should have fired Agyebeng. If the president believes that he has two balls, like the way he said in Echua, if he really has two balls, he should fire Agyebeng. Because Agyebeng has shown and proven that he is incompetent, just like his boss. They are all incompetent ministers that have been appointed. And you remember, this is not the only issue. When these incompetent ministers were being vetted in Parliament, the Frontier deal, as we speak, Frontier, nobody know when did that company establish, who are behind that company, what is the background check done on that company. Because on the vetting, Minister for Justice, Minister for Defense, Minister for National Security, Minister for Information, and the Minister for Health. All these 5 key cabinet ministers, they were all running away from letting the good people of Ghana know who people are behind the frontier. Today, he has gone to disgrace himself in front of the whole country. And I know Efa and Emmanuel will tell us that, oh, it's a mistake, we should allow you to go. But look, the law says that you cannot sign any international contract without not going through parliament. And that was equally violated. Don't forget, Charlotte Osei, the former EC boss, was removed from office because he did not follow PPA regulations. He did not go through the right processes. So now,
but somebody has to petition the president to do so.
The president just can't do anything. The president's not going to do anything because the president is part of it. He's involved. He was going to get some of the cut of the money that we were going to make. And I said it. And Emmanuel was defending that shady deal. How can a vaccine that is going for $10 be sold to us at $19? And Emmanuel came to tell me on this show that this the vaccine was because of what? A shipment and storage facility. That is the $9 on the money. That's what Emmanuel said the other time. If my memory serves me right.
Right. Okay, let's bring Emmanuel to defend himself.
It has turned out that all the defense Emmanuel and Efa has been defending on this Putin vaccine has turned up to stare in their face. An egg has been thrown into their face. And I hope
No. I still stand by what I said.
I hope they'll be magnanimous. They'll be very fair and very truthful to me at least. They have to apologize to me because they've argued with me several times on this shady deal. And I keep on telling them that it's a shady deal.
Let's secure you that apology. Emmanuel. No, guys. At the onset, we called it on this show. We said, this deal is going nowhere. It's dead or
mute. Ava, you're on mute.
Oh, so I'm saying that you have defended this deal on this show when we were calling that this thing wouldn't materialize, etc., etc. It was a ripoff. You should work through the other countries. Actually, got the deal through the Russian government, and I'm sure Hungary and all those people met because see during the European games, they had a game in Hungary and allowed people to be on the stadium. So, we couldn't get a deal as such that. Apologize to us or what? Emmanuel.
I don't know what apology Paul need on this. And let us be factual here.
You were wrong in defending such a deal.
Oh, so and that's why I'm coming to the conclusion of what has happened. And when these people don't like honest people, and I think because of their nature of being lying to the Ghanaians' face and throwing down to Ghanaians, and when someone becomes honest to them, they found it very offensive. Agyapong have occupied ministerial positions in Akuffo government, occupy deputy ministers, occupy board. So if you tell me that this man doesn't know what he's doing, I will laugh at you. He knows
but
what
he's him who he himself came out to say that.
No, I'm coming. Let me learn. See, when you are, and I know we all behave differently when we are under pressure. And the president once said, we know how to bring the economy back, but we don't know how to bring life back. Okay, and that is where the pressure comes from. When you are under an intense pressure that, okay, life is being lost. I've made my effort. What can I do to reach a deal to secure the life of Ghanaians? And then you are in desperate need. Then it makes you maybe think and do things. But probably when you look back, you might be saying, oh, I could have done it better. Okay, and that's the situation our honorable minister fell himself into, thinking the Ghanaians is the first life to save. Yes, we have protocols, we have procedures, we have things, how to do things. But when life is at stake, we have not been in an era where we have experienced COVID. So there's no way you can compare it to an era where things were done in this way because we have had COVID before. No. So the deal, yes, you might have issue with the pricing. Not today that we are going to talk about pricing, whether it's overpriced, whether it's underpriced. Yes, there might be a situation that you might overlook the price, and then you can take back and say, no, I could have done something differently or better to save money for Ghana. But because life was at stake, I'm going to take an approach differently. Let's put it on record.
No. Before you move on. So here's where he knows what should be done, because he, was in parliament and chaired committees. So when he's under pressure, you are telling us that the provision laid down by law, where he has to take certain agreements to parliament for debate, that he would just, because he's under pressure, either forget to do those things or arrogantly decide to pursue a deal and not go through those processes, because those processes were still going on for other very important decisions anyway. I mean, his ministry was going to parliament, asking for permission for other things they were doing. And he could not take this particular one to parliament and do the right and go through the process laid down by our constitution, and he should be excused because he's under pressure. And once you're under pressure, you should be allowed to make such mistakes that perhaps are so blatant that should not be made, even if you were not ever a chair of any committee in parliament at all.
And this one, and I think we are probably taking it out of context. Okay, the law is there, so let the law have its way. If he have committed a crime, if someone is in the course of executing his job, saving lives, and now you think that, okay, the person have infringed on the law, then let the law take its course on him. And that's for me, I'm not going to say the president. If the president is petitioned to remove him, that's the decision of the president. You cannot force the president to do what you want to do. If there is something I've gone wrong, for me, yes, let's let it go. But at the same time, we cannot put him on the spotlight that, okay, yeah, intentionally, someone who was acting in good faith for Ghanaians, someone who want the life of Ghanaians to be saved and doing his job. Yes, he admitted, he was honest to admit that, okay, these are the things probably it didn't go well, but that doesn't mean that we should crucify him for it. And Paul make a good point, like, oh, the president went to whatever to go and bring the COVID to Ghana. So who brought the COVID to US? I will ask you, who brought the COVID to the US? And it's very quite unfortunate that we will make such a comment and everything is about Nanado and about Nanado. Nanado is the one who have bring COVID to Ghana. Nanado is part of this deal. Whether Nanado is part of this deal, is life need to be saved. And that was the Honorable Minister Agyapong acted, for me personally, he acted in good faith. Whether he did what is wrong or he did what is right, he acted in good faith in the competent level just to make sure he's secure. And you can see, and Paul, I'm telling you, when you're charged.
I mean, come on, how have you arrived at that good faith assessment?
No.
Have you done any?
And then I think that's where Paul didn't have any evidence, but he said
there be an investigation for us to even know whether he was in good faith, because he lied to Parliament. He was telling Parliament that he consulted with the Russians. And when he failed, that was when he went to this Sheikh. But he turned out that, and then he came back to Parliament and said, "Oh, the Sheikh."
Let me make a question here. He lied to Parliament saying that he consulted a deputy ambassador of Russia in Ghana,
right.
But it was found out that we don't have any deputy ambassador of Ghana. So it's a series of lies. He told the selected committee. He told the selected committee on finance in Parliament that he will never buy any vaccine at more than $10 per dose. Really, at the time that he was telling them, but then before he was telling them, he has already signed his contract at $19 per dose. So you see the way he continued to lie to Parliament, and Ifa and my brother Emmanuel are here today. They're going to defend it. Go ahead.
Let me land. I'm telling you, Paul, you have a child. And if your child is in desperate need of medical attention, and now you are debating on the cost of what would save your child, then I'm very sorry. I don't know what kind of parent you will be in that situation. And that's where the frustration was coming from. This man was having Ghanaians at heart. and I need something to do to save life. And then I'm talking about the cost. No, whatever I need to do to save my child, I will do it. Even if it have to cost my whole bank account, I will do it. That's a different point game there. But that doesn't mean that, okay, in the course of doing that, I cannot commit errors. Yes, the errors can be committed. I might overlook certain things, and that doesn't mean that, okay, that for me personally, it's too early for us to call that, okay, nobody was involved, that he acted alone. For me, I don't believe the story.
Yeah, but the question here is, he lied to Parliament. He lied to Parliament. He lied to Parliament.
I would say he's not the first person to lie to Parliament. On that. And then I tell you, Parliament, it was involved in NDC people, and upon makes that he was appointed. It was appointed by NDC people, NDC MPs were there. That he was appointed out of it. So I don't know why we are.
Your argument that he did this in good faith, just like a father child. Right? You did that in good faith. So in good faith, you are doing this thing in good faith while lying to Parliament in process. So where is that good faith?
For me, I will not say it's a lying. So it might be where probably the way he was answering the question to him, he was answering in good faith. So if someone has communicated to me that I'm talking to a deputy minister, and then in reality there was no deputy minister, that doesn't mean that I lied, because that's what probably I was known for, or that's what I was told. Maybe I didn't do my check to verify that whether there is a deputy.
The minister talked to somebody who's a deputy minister, and the minister doesn't know.
Deputy ambassador.
I'm sorry. Deputy ambassador, he doesn't know the person who's talking to for vaccines. Huh?
That is it, Alfred and Paul.
So that's what we mean by he's sleeping on the job. That's what we mean by sleeping on the job.
The desperation level that the man expressed, you know, that one, you have pressure from Ghana. It's the same Ghanaians.
So he's not capable of doing the job.
Yeah, somebody who is capable. The job is defending. Alfred, let his boss defend him. His boss will defend
very good faith.
His boss
and you will not agree to that. And Paul will not agree to that. He acted in good faith. He knows. This man knows his job. This man knows what.
Let's bring a fire in.
His boss. His boss.
This guy, the minister of Agyebeng is sleeping on the job. He's showing incapability. He's showing that he's not capable.
Alfred,
he's entering into contracts. He's entering into contracts which he knows the process he has to go through. He's entering into this contract. He's telling us that he doesn't even know the people he spoke to. He exercised bad judgment. He's admitting it himself, which, you know, credits to Emma saying that he's telling the truth. He's telling the truth. Okay, the truth he's telling is he's not capable of doing the job. Shouldn't he be fired or resign himself? Just do himself a favor and resign. Or shouldn't he be already fired, to be honest? Afra, you got it. You got the floor.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. So let's get certain facts straight. Other than that, we're going to mess up a whole lot of stuff. All right. So the contract, the Sputnik contract was not abrogated by the Ghana government, right? Right? It was abrogated.
It's simple that even the Ghana government wouldn't be the one to abrogate it, you know, especially after, you know, all the milestones have been passed and nothing happened.
That is commentary. We are trying to establish.
Yeah, I'm saying you're using that commentary, and it's shameful that Ghana government didn't even do that. They should have abrogated it.
It is not shameful. You see, I still would defend that contract. And I've said it over and over again. You see, the Sheikh abrogated it not because of anything, because he couldn't get it. So I couldn't get it. And then so he told the Ghana government, I can't. And as we are speaking, you see, we are here speaking about, oh, he lied, he didn't lie. But we don't even have the vaccine in the first place to make sure that Ghana, we get to the herd immunity. The 600,000 came and we are here, blah, 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 blah. The virus is doing whatever it will do. This is what I'm seeing, right? We pay attention to the little things that it matters, right? But we don't even have the reason for which we went in the first place, and we are still here fighting. So right now, as we're speaking, when are we going to get our next drug? Are we having that discussion?
We are talking about corruption that
it's not corruption.
And the one, because he went out of his way to lie to Parliament.
That is not corruption. He didn't lie.
And because again, this is something that is supposed to be procured at a lower price, and we show that other countries were able to procure it at those prices. And we are saying because of that seeming, perceived corruption, which if this had gone to Parliament, which he knows, some of these questions would have been raised. Parliament would have agreed that $19 is fine, and you could go ahead.
I said it when we had this discussion here, right? Now, I was doing my research, and I came and I told you guys that Israel bought the vaccine here from America, $45. Are they selling it $45 here?
Don't compare yourself to Israel.
Is it even the first price of the assessment here?
Don't compare yourself to Israel.
Okay. Okay, I'm talking about, you see, somebody makes a medication, right, has the factory price. Now, you are saying that if you buy it above the factory price, it's corruption. Is that what?
That is it.
And then NDC, you killed the country, bro. Let me finish. Let me make you talk. Then you've killed the country, Papa. The corruption and what you've done to Ghana and Nyaguro, and we can list all of them. You see, you don't have the locus to even impugn corruption here. God, are you serious? Are you kidding me?
This is propaganda.
The contract. Give me one contract. Give me one contract. Power in Ghana. That
propaganda.
What is the factory price? One.
Propaganda. Propaganda.
There is no contract on earth.
We are not saying we should say
in Ghana. The Ghana government is buying. If you can let me finish, if the Ghana government is buying from Kantanka, it will not even be factory price. What are you talking about? If the Ghana government is buying from Ponsa Efa in Ghana, it will not even be factory price. So we can say maybe we could have gotten it. And as we speak, that this has been cancelled. We are not even hearing proposals of this one has it here for this price and all that. You know, all we are saying, we want to hang this man, right? Based on this, COVID-19 came to Ghana March 2020, right? That was when it came. Now, from how do we manage this? Closing of the borders, assembling the team, and all that kind of stuff. This man has been in there, you know, meeting the Ghana Health Services and all that. I am going to look at this man in totality, not just that one. There is no, you cannot handle this without some form of infraction one way or the other. And he is an honest man to have said, sir, oh, under the circumstances, I was under pressure, blah, 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 blah. So I did it this way, right? Me, my concern is, okay, so after that, then what? And I've said it over and over again. After that, then what? And he agreed to all that people are saying. You see, that we have seen people go to committees and they lie, and you see they are lying. They pretend, they're crying. We've seen this. We've seen people go to committees. They say, oh, we lied to say this, for which this committee has been formed. So then they will say, go and sin no more. We've seen it.
So, let me ask you, since you're saying that.
But here we are. We should hang him. We should hang him, right? Go and hang Mahama Ayariga. Go and take Mahama Ayariga from Parliament for lying, for letting us form a committee, for getting witnesses that say this is a lie. But we clap for him. Oh, they've been forgiven. This one there, we should hang him. That hypocrisy cannot. Yes, he may have said things that he shouldn't have said, right? But has he performed well as a minister? Yes. The question of, you can have an opinion that he should go, but that doesn't mean I should follow that opinion. You get what I mean? And you can say the president should sack him or not. But the man has excelled. And he's going to deliver on the Delta too. You know Delta is in Ghana, right? COVID-19. We kick it, not out, but we brought it under control. And Delta 2 is popping up. My concern is, where are the vaccines?
How is it that you kick it, but Delta popped up? I mean,
and not
if you're kicking it so well, you know, I mean, Delta is everywhere now, but shouldn't you be, the president is saying, you know, we've let our guards down. How can we let our guards down if we have a competent, the person you are praising so much? How is it that under his leadership, we let our guards down, even being confirmed by the president himself? And this man, it's telling you that, listen, I have exercised poor judgment. We know as much as this is an emergency that he should be made to make decisions, right? It is the case that because it is an emergency, you should be sure to make the right decisions because your actions have to save lives. Don't waste our time in a contract which you mistakenly got into. He's crying out loud. He's telling us that he's making mistakes. We should save him. The president should do him a favor and just, replace him. The president has just replaced an IGP, which we are all praising that Dr. Dampare is very qualified, is going to do a good job. We have a new special prosecutor, which we are saying, good. We are seeing, some breath of fresh air, and we have believed in the competence of the people he's appointed. In this particular case, where there is life and death, shouldn't the president just do us a favor and let the guy who's crying on his knees and saying he's making mistakes left and right because he's under pressure? We know the job is a pressure job. There are people who can do it. Shouldn't the president move on with those people instead?
That is a fair comment to make based on what he said, and I'm not going to fault you on that, but I am looking at it in totality. And I can tell you for a fact that under the circumstances as people were handling COVID-19, if you are going to go into the little details, that you see that everybody was making mistakes left and right center. But at the end of the day, once this has been identified, then what is the way forward? If the way forward is firing him or he resigning, the president is going to make that call. That is not within me. But I'm looking at the man that has done well, And sometimes when some of these things come, right, let us not stand in it because it will pass and go. It will pass and go. And then all we see is we jump onto the another thing without having an institution that deal with all those blunders. We've seen them in the past. And people that are here calling on somebody's head. You've seen all these things and you clap and you're defending you defending Muntika, you defending Mahama Yarega, and then you jump onto this and you say, oh, this one there is on the other side of the political divide. I'll use it for my campaign. So let us go. I'm not going to sit here and hang Ajimamenu. Yes, he might have committed some things. He has owned up to that, and he said, given the opportunity, he's going to come to Parliament and regularize all these things.
You agree that he should let go, or he should resign himself, because he's really telling us that. Listen, the man is telling us that under the pressure that he is, he's making mistakes that are very costly, because his mistake is the reason somebody hasn't gotten the vaccine and could be on a critical. So shouldn't he be? Do you agree? Just tell that yes or no to me, so we can bring the problem to an end.
The fact of it, Alfred. It is the process of the contract and not the drug and the price of it. It is the process of the contract that he should have come to Parliament. He should have rectified it, but he justified it with, we were using the certificate, the certificate of emergency laws that we have in the country, and we thought we were right. But now that hindsight, I should have done it this way and that way, and I given the opportunity, I'm going to do something. I don't think this is too much of a big deal that we cannot take. I don't think so.
Yeah, so again, this is something who, when he's put under pressure, he's able to do things thinking that he's using an emergency certificate, which are completely wrong.
we've been coming all the way to the point where we've been able to get 600,000 vaccines and apply them. You haven't seen any blunder in there. But you chance on this and you want to hang him on. That's unfair.
No. We are saying that he himself is saying that, look, he's unable to make decisions under pressure. And the president at the same time is saying that we've let our guards down. So it is trying to kind of bring those two things into one holistic way of understanding where we are in terms of our fight against COVID, or our fight to eradicate or minimize the impact of COVID in our country. That we question his abilities. And look, it's an emergency situation. If you are shown as the evidence and you have proven, you've even admitted that you are making wrong judgment. This is not we impugning or putting this on him. He himself is saying that. Shouldn't he be doing this a favor? And I'm asking you, do you agree with that or do you disagree with that? When you finish, I'll bring a Joe in to give me his final comments. Then I would bring Paul in final comments, and you will do the final comments, and we'll bring the show to an end. I think we've been almost 15 minutes.
Alfred, quickly. I am not going to argue with anybody that is calling for him to go based on that. That's what I'm saying.
Do you agree or do you disagree?
No. I am not going to agree or disagree with anybody. That's what I'm saying, right? But I will not add to that, right? I personally, right, as a communicator or as a personal person, will not add to that. You know me. If I have a strong opinion about something, I'm going to express it. I neither will call for him to go. I will leave that one to his judgment and the judgment of the president. This I don't think.
Even though life has stake here, and the person in charge of making those decisions
there is no evidence that this contract, because of the way he went about it, has cost any life. You cannot provide any evidence to that fact. It is not factual. It is just conjectural, right? We are just conjecturing. It's a contract which did not come through, and in any way,
but we can infer that, we can do the inference, right? That contract hasn't materialized. A single vaccine wasn't even delivered under that contract, regardless of the price. Nothing actually happened under that contract that saved a soul, because since that contract was entered into, which I believe was somewhere in June, life has been lost.
We have to the one that has been cancelled. So what are we talking about?
The evidence, I'm giving you the evidence we're asking for. The evidence we're asking for can be inferred. It can be inferred that people would have otherwise been given that prevented them from catching the infectious data variant. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen and our viewers, we've been on this for 2 hours 15 minutes so far. I think it's been interesting conversation. Everybody has been expressing their position on one matter or the other. We went all the way from Agyapong being chosen as the chair of the board of governance, matter of fact, sitting on top of the governance system established at Ghana Gas, which is the company formed to, it's actually supposed to be part of GNPC, was decoupled, formed on its own to provide governance, administration, management of our gas discoveries to provide the maximum benefits to our country and our economy. That he is going to check that board. At the same time that he was being accused of saying so many things that go to the very core of the security of our country, he is heard making comments that it takes one radio station announcement that people should be killed, and so many people were killed in Rwanda. The president repeated the same thing. We are, in his appointments, the president expressed through the Minister of Energy his confidence in the board. So in other words, the president is expressing his confidence in Kissi Agyebeng to deliver a person who is seen as a threat in one way or the other to our nation, which is captured by the submissions you heard from Paul. Now, Paul, let me go to Emma first, because I want Emma to,
Alfred, can I give the submission because I need to leave? Can I just quickly?
Okay, you want to give your last comments and then you
comment. Hello,
always running away. Because I know it is not even time for us to close, but somebody is forcing us to close. I understand.
No, it is. We started 2 hours for this, but we have
because
we are always on for 2.5 hours. Okay,
because I have some official work to do, and also my kids are over here with me. Their mom is not home, so I need to take care of them. That's why.
No problem. Take care of this.
Mr. Wuzu.
Yes, sir.
He just did this to let me forget what I want to say, but I will never forget because I want to make my point forcefully this evening.
Right.
I am saying Agyapong is a failure. He's a disappointment. He has shown that he's incompetent, just like the president is incompetent. Because I'm not surprised that the president stood on a platform and said, so I'm not surprised that this thing is happening. Mr. Muzu, what are the facts? The fact of the issue is that WHO made a public awareness and an announcement that no country should go and buy any vaccine without not cross-checking with the WHO. This was evaluated, or this was not processed. This process was not followed. That's number one. Number two, when you are going to do an international transaction, you need all to go to Parliament. And the question before then is that this Agyebeng went for PPA approval. Did the PPA give him the approval to go and do this deal? And the question is no. Number three, Agyebeng did not even go to Parliament to seek parliamentary approval before getting to this deal. Number four, I am saying that this deal is a shady deal, it's a scandal, which they were just going to mark the taxpayer, and because they knew that trouble was coming, that is why they asked the sheikh to step out. And it's a good question you put to my brother Ifa, which he dodged the question, that it would have been proper if the Ghana government think, I mean, on hindsight, they did a mistake. They should have even stepped out, not waiting for the sheikh to get out of the contract, the deal. So look, everything about this deal shows that there are some strong powers behind Agyebeng who are behind the deal. And I am saying, if the president think and believe he's not part of this deal, he should fire Agyebeng. If the president is not able to fire Agyebeng, then the president is involved. He was going to get his cut in this deal. That's what I want to say. In concluding, I just want to also put on record that this government is a 419 government. You know about the question that Honorable Okulujeto Ablaka put to the finance minister. It's been over 2 months just for the finance minister to appear in parliament yesterday to tell the whole country that, no, 2 days ago, to tell the whole country that fare or how much the president traveling recently cost, he's unable to provide it, that national security minister has to provide it. Look, let Ifa and Ima understand that when they jump to heaven and come back, we will bring those information out. And if only Ifa and Ima were not part of the president flying and taking shower in the sky, I hope they will condemn this act of the finance minister, and they should call for fairness, disclosure of documents, and full disclosure of how much the president trip to Belgium, to South Africa, and to France cost the taxpayer. We want to know. And upon this note, next time, I'll not mind if I will call for reinforcement, double reinforcement, bring Joe also on to support them. The three of them can come. I am ever ready to meet them boot to boot. I'm ever ready to expose them, and I am ever ready for them. Ifa today has gone to beg for a support, and everybody can see that he called for a backup, and we are going to continue our debate on our platform. Thank you. A good afternoon to Ifa, good afternoon to Emmanuel, a good afternoon to you, Alfred. I will drop off, but I'll be listening to you on I'll listen to you guys on Facebook. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Paul. And thanks for joining the show and your good contributions and everything you do to make this show very, very rich. Of course, go take care of the kids. We want them to grow up, and be the future leaders. And matter of fact, I hope one of them will host the Ghana Agenda, in the future and contribute to the development of our nation. We really appreciate you joining the show. Let me go to Emma. And Emma,
yes. Alfred,
tell me all the things we've discussed today. What is your, and I don't know if I ask your position about Menu resigning or not, or if you think he should resign, especially when he's actually crying for it. He's telling us, I'm making errors, and sometimes when people say how they are doing, you should be able to respond to it. We are going to be joined by Ato. Ato wants to also contribute to this, and Ato has been contributing to us. So, Emma, let me bring Ato in and kind of pick Ato's views on some of the things we've already discussed so far quickly before we bring the program to an end. I know Paul is gone, unfortunately. Paul would have been nice to have on the show since Ato Covenant is joining us. But let's do a few more minutes if you don't mind. So, Ato, thanks for joining the show. This is your first time on the Ghana Agenda. We appreciate it. Please do us, go ahead and introduce yourself to my viewers and listeners so they can know who Ato is. Ato has been contributing all the time, and today we have the opportunity to bring him live on the show. So, Ato, it's your house, and tell us who you are. And then if you are done telling us who you are, I want to, ask you about the three things we talk about quickly, your overall view, and then the last part, which is the one you're really interested in talking about. So, Who is Ato Kwamina Danso?
So thank you very much, and my regards to Ifa and Ima. I've been listening to them for a long time, and it's a pleasure having them as panelists, and also to you. And thank you very much to your viewers, cherished viewers and listeners. So my name is Ato. I live in Chicago, so I know obviously Ifa. He's a very good friend, a lot, and I really admire him. Likewise, Alfred. I work in Chicago. I've been here for some time now. I lean more towards NPP, I would say. But my views are open to other, I would say, sensible comments or sensible ideations. So although I lean towards MPP, my views are not 100% MPP. I have other reservations about them.
Great. So just to kind of recall again, I know on election night, you and I were on the show with Steve, and we were watching the numbers come in, and the rest we leave that to history. People should go and watch that show. It was an interesting one. So I thought we've talked about three things. Kwamina Agyapong, it's a very big, presence in our democracy. Some would say he's the Donald Trump type of politician that we have, or our own version of Donald Trump. He speaks his mind, has a media, company to his own name that he uses to express his thoughts, his views on things. He makes comment. He commented about a journalist which has ended in a journalist's murder, or which somehow people link to the murder of the journalist and say that he was irresponsible in that, they should be investigated, etc., etc. The investigations are going on, stuck in the police process. He sits on the committee that supervises the interior affairs of the country, which includes the police. So we are saying that should that person be rewarded with another position because of how he is perceived in the community, even if he's capable and qualified, does he not have some publicity, or would that not make any publicity impact, or would that not, the impact of his persona, would that impact how he's able to execute on those positions? And then we also talk about the two appointments, very exciting ones, the special prosecutor and the new IGP, who everybody has been praising. Everyone is excited, full of expectations for these two individuals. I'd like to know what you think about those two individuals, and what do you know about them? What are your expectations of them, and what do you think they will deliver? And then the one that you are really interested in, which is that it seems our Minister of Health is having troubles. He's having troubles because there are so many. Our current situation is that we are not doing well with COVID. We know that the most dangerous variant, most infectious one, is out in Ghana now, affecting people at record rates than before. And that, at this point, we thought we should be in somewhere in terms of our vaccination programs, all our mitigation strategy, be at a very comfortable or some place in our vaccination process, so that we wouldn't be exposed to these infectious types that we would be encountering going forward. But to the extent that the president is saying that we are letting down our guards, which means to the people in the country not protecting themselves, and also the systems, I will believe, that he has rolled out to fight this disease. It's the person in charge who is telling us point blank that in this moment, he's facing pressure that is not thinking through decisions. Should that person be kept on the job? That should be, of course, the last. So there's a tall list of things I want you to address. You have the floor, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. So in the interest of time, I'll be snappy with the first two.
Right.
The first one will be Kissi Agyebeng's comments. I mean,
right.
I do not subscribe to whatever he talks about. I mean, he's very passionate about the country and MPP, but he doesn't have a temperament worthy of an MP.
Right.
I do not think that with him, I mean, like say, he would not even keep secrets. So how can we trust somebody who cannot even keep secrets as a leadership position in security? So I do think it's a really bad idea, and the president erred, or the parliament erred in that decision, making him at least the head of that institution. I think that is a no-no, because in the past we've heard him as a member of parliament descend down in the gutters with just anybody anybody makes a comment about him and he comes online, I mean, it's okay to defend your integrity, but the way and manner he does it is not worthy for a member of parliament. That's what I think. But also, like I said, there are other members in parliament who have been honored with positions like that in the NPP. So if you're talking about Ken, you should as well be talking about other people too. So that's my comment on that. As for Kissi Agyebeng, I think he's an excellent young man. And like I had hopes with Martin, but Martin disappointed. So I am hopeful, but also very doubtful because of the hopes I danced when I heard Martin was appointed as Special Prosecutor. So this time I'm very skeptical. I just want to see the results to be able to make a decision. But I would not impugn his integrity with his credibility as of now. I would wait till results are provided.
Right.
As for the third point, I am actually very disappointed in my friends, Ifa and Ima, today. I mean, I admire this.
Oh my God, Paul would have loved this. This is the moment I wanted Paul to actually hear. But I'm sure he's listening to us. So, all right, go ahead. You are disappointed in Ima and Ifa, and why are you disappointed in them?
It's because that if you had the money and if Ghana was your property, you would not sit and defend this minister. No. So I have 3 points. The first point is just with the vaccines. You know, in this country, when the vaccines arrived, we prioritized. We gave it to healthcare workers, the vulnerable. But in Ghana, what happened? We gave them to
celebrities. Give it to the big men.
As of right now, my dad is in Ghana. He's not received the second dose. So how can you tell me that this minister is effective? Right. How do we prioritize these vaccines? Second point was about that airport COVID vaccines.
Yeah, I mean, the contract frontier. I mean,
it's unconscionable that a minister would say that he doesn't even know the contract details of this. He was asked this in parliament. And that was the first time that I felt that this minister has failed. And to add to that, this Russia vaccines, how can Ima or Ifa defend this? That the vaccines are sold for manufactured for $10, and we're going to pay $19, and you come and tell me that because
it's not even manufactured for $10. That was what was set as the selling price by the Russian outfit that manufactures it. That so they could have manufactured it lower. They might have also put in their profit margin and everything in there and quoted a price of $10.
Yes. And you admit that, it was because of an emergency. So in emergencies, we can just make any decisions? No. In emergencies, you prioritize celebrities, A+ and its likes, as opposed to giving these vaccines to the vulnerable in the society. Right. And you cannot say just because of the COVID rate in Ghana. Check other countries. In Africa, what is the COVID rate? We cannot over here just sharing praises on the minister just because of COVID rates. No. Let us look at also the cost involved. I mean, at the airports, how much is a test of COVID in the USA? The maximum cost is $50. How much are we paying in Ghana? $150.
$150, yes.
The minister, Ghana is making only 10% out of that. And we can sit over here and defend this. I mean, who is unconscionable?
Ghana is not paying $150, they reduce it.
I'm sorry?
No, they reduce it for ECOWAS citizens. But if you're foreigner coming to Ghana, you were paying $150.
My wife and kids are
so you're fighting for foreigners.
I'm sorry? Yeah, so Alfred, I know that I was one of those people who defended the minister when he came up with these prices, because I thought that, hey, it was an emergency. Right. But listening to him, I feel like it was like a create, loot and share kind of thing. And for Ima and Ifa to come over here and defend this minister, he should be fired. He serves at the pleasure of the president. If he's not fired, it means the president is pleased to have him as a minister, which is unconscionable. Again, it's sad that in Ghana we have no accountability, and we use party colors to defend people. I am not one of those people, and I know Ifa last week I listened to him. He did not defend other issues. Even with the payment of money to the first lady, he didn't defend that. No. So why has he changed tune today? And you're bringing on Ima and Ifa to ambush my friend Paul? I'm not going to allow that today. I'm not going to allow that today. But like I said,
thank you so much. That was good one.
And you might give it a second thought. I don't think this minister deserves to be in this government. He's not worthy to be a minister. He should be causing financial loss to the state in regards to that airport deal, because Malam Issa was traveling with Ghana money. The money got lost. He was charged for causing financial loss to the state.
That was the first minister under the Akuffo administration. Yes. Remember that?
Yes. So please.
Minister of Sports,
I respect you, but today I'm highly disappointed in you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Oh my God, Paul, where are you? I hope you are listening. I took him here right. So yes. Let me go to wrap up first, and then
I told Kwamina
and react to what I told said as well.
Yeah, I told Kwamina I respect opinion. For me, I'm very open-minded as you are to certain issues, and then you are entitled to your opinion. And I appreciate you being honest to yourself, what your position on an issue, whether a party member or maybe an sympathizer of MPP. So, but it's fine for me. I agree to disagree. So I'm not going to say I told you are wrong or right but what I stand on it is the man acted in good faith. If the president and the cabinet found that he didn't act in good faith, that's the decision or the call of the president. For me personally, on my own opinion, he acted in good faith and for the best interest of Ghanaians, and that's for me based on my analysis. He acted in good faith based on the ordinary Ghanaians' life, not about the cost. Or I'm telling you what financial loss to the state. Come on, bear. We have had enough of that, and for me, I'm very advocate for that. Doing the right thing.
We're only getting 10% out of $150. Is that not financial loss to the state? 10%.
How much?
That company is only for.
It doesn't worth the life of a Ghanaian. No, doesn't worth the life of a Ghanaian. No, that's my point. Doesn't worth a life of a Ghanaian.
Before reopening of Tuka. That company, with no experience.
Let me tell you,
through sources means. I mean, how can you defend?
The argument should be, and then what Efa said. The argument should be, when are we having the vaccine? For me, that's the point that we should be having.
No. I mean, we are saying that the minister has caused financial loss to the state, right? From the perspective of engaging frontier and not knowing about even the content of the.
There is no financial loss to the state. Sometimes we have things based on just, I don't know whether we're talking about opinion or what. There is no causing financial loss to any state.
No, if I
where is the financial loss?
The government is 10%.
Okay,
the financial loss. No, you don't. No, what is causing financial loss? What is causing financial loss?
Okay, he's saying that here is an arrangement with Frontier.
How much do we get from our gold? How much have we been getting from our gold since independence? How much percentage?
Do we have expertise on gold?
Yeah, we have.
How much are we getting from our gold? How many percentage?
You don't have any expertise on gold. We don't have resources on gold. Do you have expertise? Can you mine gold in Ghana? You cannot.
We don't have expertise on gold.
Not Galamsey. He's talking about. Commercial mining at the very last
stage. At the airport. So at the airport, who would have done it? Who would have done what was done at the airport?
To do that.
Nguchi, yeah.
Do that for you.
Who actually ended up doing it anyway? Nguchi.
You mentioned the name, or they told you they were capable of doing it.
Noguchi has been.
That's the virology.
No. What I'm telling you is that you know that for a fact, or you are saying that for the purposes of argument.
For a fact,
that they had the equipment. They had the equipment to transport all those to the airport.
Let him answer you.
Airport to carry out all these things.
Noguchi has been tested in Ghana. I mean, this is not opinion. This is a fact.
Let me answer, Efa. Go ahead, Ato. Go ahead and answer.
Noguchi has been doing this in Ghana. This is not. I mean,
Noguchi does it from their laboratory. They could not transport. I'm going to disagree with you. They could not transport everything as we wanted it, as far as monitoring all these things to the airport. No, you don't have that fact.
But they are still using the Noguchi experts to analyze the results that they are getting from the airport. So we are saying that it could be just acquisition of the equipment.
Man, at the airport, it was not just a laboratory thing. No. It was not just a laboratory thing being there. It is more than just a lab.
No, but Frontier has no experience. They have no experience in healthcare.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So you've been trained. You've been trained. And since they started working, what is it that they've done wrong? Apart from the money you're talking about, you've not talked about their work. You are talking about money.
No, the question was whether the Minister of Finance has caused financial loss to the country.
Whatever we told them to do. And you are saying they don't have experience.
And you are here telling me that just because they are doing a good
job.
We
can talk about soul sourcing. Soul sourcing has nothing to do with experience. Don't miss issues. You guys are putting so many issues at the same thing. Soul sourcing is a different thing. Execution of the project is a different thing. Causing financial loss to the state is a totally different thing. You're boxing things together.
Question, please. Do you agree that $150 is a fair amount to charge for COVID vaccines in Ghana?
I think that's a total concern. 150 issue. That's an issue about.
No, do you agree with me that it's a fair amount? Do you agree with me?
Oh yeah, people were able to afford it. It was fair.
The whole point is that under the circumstances, you don't sit there and start judging them that you are doing this wrong, you are doing that wrong. If whatever they are doing is working, that is what we take.
Oh, really?
Now,
okay.
Oh yes. When the one yes.
So we should allow ourselves to be ripped off. That's what you're saying.
Okay. Mahama did what?
Mahama built roads in Ghana. Mahama did the airport in Ghana. But he talk about cost all the time. What about that? I mean, we pick and choose what benefits us. That is the point I'm trying to make. If you're saying, okay, it's about productivity.
No. Okay. No. What I'm saying is that we are talking about a specific thing, right? If we talk about Mahama's cost, I can give you specific things that when we came, we have made modifications and we got more from the same amount. So when we are saying
we should just focus on productivity, and I'm saying that argument is wrong. You cannot just say just because we're being productive, you cannot think about cost.
Alfred, I think we are up.
And a question actually.
So for you, your case is cost. And when you said cost, government did something about cost. So why are you still standing in there?
It's not about cost. It's not about cost. It's about the process of awarding contracts too.
That is a different thing from cost. Yeah. So you see, you say one thing, you got defeated, then you jump onto another thing. You see, you are talking too many things. If you want to talk about if you want to talk about source sourcing, we can talk about source sourcing, right? Then we talk about source sourcing. So that is another thing. Yeah, I agree with you on source sourcing. If you want to talk about cost, we can talk about cost of the whole thing.
Let's come back on the topic.
How much we are getting from 150 is also another thing. And then we talk about delivery. We can't put everything in there. No, that's not how you look at a thing. No, I'm not going to agree with that. And when we talk about issues, right, you may have your opinion. I don't have to agree with you on that. Sometimes
our opinions.
We disagree on our platforms. We have opinions. It is
which ones are opinions?
All is back now.
No, you have to get that in normal this thing. Because when we begin to say, oh, what you are saying, I'm disappointed in you, you are not supposed to, it is the same thing for me. Because if I have a strong opinion about something, I don't have to try that.
These are facts. These are facts. This is what he said.
What is a fact?
Okay, the question was whether the Minister of Finance.
What are you measuring them on?
So I thought the singular question was whether the Minister of Finance was questioning financial loss to the country. And I went on to set an example of the contract at the airport where Ghana is only getting 10%.
Yeah, but that was not even the issue. Was that the issue at the parliamentary committee? Was that the issue they discussed?
No, we are talking about the health minister. You're not talking about the specific issue. We're talking about the health minister. And I'm talking about what the things he's done in the past. And it includes that frontier contract. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. And so you can have your opinion as to that frontier contract, right? You can have your opinion on that. And I also have I don't have a problem.
These are
me,
personal opinions. What
yeah,
are
but I
opinions?
don't have a few. But yeah, but the question of whether the 150 is high or is opinion. It is not fact of what.
It's a fact.
Fact based on what?
It costs $50 in the US. The highest is $50 in the US.
Ah, okay,
It's a fact.
so you see, again, there you go. If I come here and I compare something, when we are talking about security, me and you are in Chicago, people are dying like whatever you compare here. When you say, oh, US is different. And then you go to Ghana, 1 or 2, hey, we are insecure. So when it's convenient for you, you compare the US. Okay, let me ask you. Okay, let me ask you. No, hold on. Let me ask you. How much did Israel buy the Pfizer and the Moderna from the US? How much? You know.
You're right.
You know how much US bought it?
Yes, I agree with you on that point. You're right.
And there we go. Yes. And so,
Right.
so what are you talking about? So what are you talking about?
As you compare to Israel.
As what you, there you go. You are here comparing US. I'm giving you a case why Israel came to US. If you are an ally of US, which country is an ally of US more than Israel? Tell me.
No,
which country is an ally?
All right. Let's bring it.
They did not even get it at the factory price. They did not get it at the market price. It was more than the market price here.
Again, he said he messed up. So why are you defending that? He said he messed up.
And then we sit here and we want to condemn part of us because it's convenient for us. I disagree.
Yeah, but we are saying the man himself said he messed up. Okay, let's do this right.
You are defending that.
Yeah, let's wrap up the show. Paul came in at some point. He dropped off now.
See, you are not listening. If you don't listen to me, you won't understand. I am not saying you are wrong for calling him to resign or calling on the president to fire him. I'm not saying that. And if you call that defense, then it's unfortunate. But I am not going to go on the same tangent with you to condemn him. If I want to say the minister should resign, I have my opinion, and I've expressed my opinion strongly on other issues. So you have to respect my case closed. I don't want to say you are wrong for calling for. I have not said that. And we shouldn't go on that line.
No, if
I don't see him resigning or the president firing him, you don't want me to be entitled to that opinion?
No,
you want me to agree with you?
Okay, let Ato react to that, and then we'll bring Paul in real quick. Please. Paul, look at we have Ato on the show today defending you. I don't know where I slept last night, but next Friday I'm gonna sleep there so we can have this repeat itself.
Yeah, but Ato react to that. Before Paul went, you said it's 2 o'clock. You see what I said? You said it's 2 o'clock. We're wrapping up, and now we are spending almost 1 hour here. You see, you are doing everything to satisfy them, and that is, you see, you can't be posting like that. You see, I was catching you on that. You don't do that. You talked about this more than 30 minutes ago, and we are still here. You see, and you can't be talking and talking because what you are saying fits into your narrative.
No. I let
I'm not going to come on here and tolerate that. No. I am not going to allow you to bring back Paul, or I leave. And next time you don't get me. No.
Okay.
No, that's unfair.
So you don't want to hear from Paul. You don't want to hear from Paul.
No, I'm not going to hear from Paul.
He said he was hearing from Facebook.
I have to also leave. We all got things to do.
Are you afraid of me?
This guy forced you.
Are you afraid of me?
To do 2 hours. And now we're going 3 hours. I can't do that. And this is the thing I'm talking about. That is not fair.
Me?
Come here and do that to satisfy people because the narrative is favoring you. No.
Are you
And I agree with you, Afa. Of course, like we all say, we are things to do. So what we need to do is we need to set a time that we are going to do the show, and then once it's done, we close. Now let me bring in Ato to react to what Afa said, and then if Afa allows, if Afa is not afraid of what this is,
I have not reacted to anybody yet. I have not spoken. I'm just making a complaint.
Afa, you were supposed to give us your final words, and then
I have not. You are just back and forth. I have not. If you want me.
Okay, let Ato give you a quick reaction. You come and give us final word, and we go. And then I would plead with you to bring Paul in if you allow. Okay.
So in the interest of time, I would just be brief. Again, like I said, I have respected Ife's views and Imel's views in the past. I have said that, acknowledge that. So if I'm not here just disrespect you or anything like that. Apart from that, it's an intellectual argument we're making. But like I said, I disagree with my friend Ifa and Ima on the case. And I believe that the minister should be fired. That's my opinion. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Ifa, now let's go into your closing and final words. And then we'll go from
there. Yeah, let me do a quick education here. So in Parliament, everybody belongs to a committee. So if we don't know this, we gotta get it. So it is not the case that there's somebody in Parliament that does not belong to a committee. And if parliamentarians, with all the information that they have, decide that Akuffo, the man that has demonstrated that he cares about Ghana, he's for the youth and providing, and doesn't just talk, but provide job and other things for the country, has been appointed to head this. I agree with it. I agree with what he's doing in Parliament, and I agree with the Ghana gas thing. If you are talking about causing financial loss to the country, it's a question of facts. That is why there are some things we talked about in the past that nothing has been done, because it's not just about talking. We can do talking for purposes of propaganda, but for causing financial loss, it is not an issue of opinion. You just express it. You base it on fact. And this man, if you are telling me that a contract now no money got dispensed, that the sheikh couldn't do what he promised he was going to do, and then call on the Ghana government and say, based on that, I am cancelling it. Financial loss for what? I don't know what you're talking about. Now, NDC can come here and talk about this paperwork, we're going to call on this and blah, blah, blah. The election petition, you couldn't provide any paper to provide. You've been making allegation against Germans and you've not provided anything. You are in Techima and South and Ascend, and you see that you go there and you cannot. What you need to know is that there is a difference between proving a case and making propaganda and lies on air. On air is free show. Say it and go. You can say you won the election, but when you are caught, a place where you are supposed to prove, you can't. You can say there was no collation. When you are caught and you are showing the collation paper, you will change your tone. So go to Techima and South and advise them. Go to Ascend and advise them, and go to Parliament and go and advise your supporters to at least stop worrying NDC people, because they don't have any collation sheet to show. Now, we are grateful to Nana Akufo-Addo for the appointment he's made this week. He should continue to have Ghana at heart. He trusts people. Sometimes people disappoint him, but the man has Ghana at heart. He's been able to deliver on so many promises. Free SHS, ID card, a bunch of a host of others, paying our debt and all that kind of stuff. Ghana is on the right path. We had an opinion, or we were told how much Ghana was going to grow, but now they are revising it because the indicators are positive. And these are the things we're going to look. Do we get it right all the time? No, we don't get it right all the time. But I believe and I know that Nana Akufo-Addo always come back to the table and listen to the variance of opinion. There are so many things that go on there that we don't know. But upon all this, we are going to tell you again once more that come 2024, MPP all the way, and we're breaking the age. Thank you very much. I want to say to Atto, nothing personal. I'm just saying it as it should be. I'm not taking anything personal. And let us know that we are all here to make Ghana work and make sure that the institutions and all the people we put in place are doing the job. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. Now I'll let Atto do his last words, and then since we have Paul here, let's hear from Paul, and then because Paul has a benefit to listen to Atto. And Paul,
Alfred,
what do you think of? Yeah,
can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me?
You.
Look, I'm surprised Ifa is just behaving like his autocratic president. Ifa is just trying to take and or dictate for you on this show, saying that if you allow me to come in again, he's going to drop off. He's going to drop off because he's afraid of the truth. He's going to drop off because he doesn't want the truth to be told because he thinks
he was saying. I think also because he said he think we all had a time to discuss and you had to go because you have something to do.
I have to go because I have to take care of the family. Yeah. I have to go because I need to take care of the family, and I've done that, and I have them situated in a car, taking them to a place they're supposed to be. That's why I have to join in again. So for a man to be showing his autocratic rule on this show, it shows the sort of person he believes as a president. It's the same way his president is. He's an autocratic president Well, if I was talking about we, the NDC, will make a lot of noise and we don't produce any evidence. Evidence has been produced in every aspect. When we talk about corruption, a married deal is there for you to see. The president himself and his brother is the executive secretary, who is his direct brother, wanted to dupe the people of Ghana $800 million. If I has not seen that, he's not be able to talk about that. We have Agyapong, that the president and his cousin Gabi, they were trying to dupe the country, and they've actually duped the country. And when they were caught, they've now tried to impress upon the special prosecutor not to go into the case. IFA knows about that, but IFA has refused to say that. Number 3, when we talk about the PDS deal, as we speak, over $2 billion is missing. Nobody knows where the money is. IFA don't have the moral right to be speaking about corruption, because if talk corruption, there's a bunch of series of things I can analyze and speak about, which the president is deep involved in. Now, let me move on to the topics we discussed today. Today, we've spoken a lot. I've been very charitable today. I've decided to be a Ghanaian, not a politician today. That is why the IGP, the SP case, I spoke my mind. Kennedy Agyapong case, I spoke my mind. Didn't say Kennedy Agyapong don't have the business expertise. I said Kennedy Agyapong's attitude, his utterances, his temperament will not fit for him to be a chairman of such a committee that they give it to him, and also to be appointed as a board chairman of Ghana Gas. I was not political. If I wanted to be political, I would have speak and then hit and then punch a far right, center forward, back front, which he knows. And that is why he has called for a Ima to come and support him. Even with Ima and my friend Ato, 3 of them all coming against me. If I still afraid of me, he doesn't want me to talk. He wants me to not you to give me the platform. And this is sad. I'm very disappointed in my good friend Ifa. I thought I was his good friend, but I got to know this afternoon that not knowing he hates me, he doesn't like me, he's scared of me. Even though he has gone for a backup, I will urge him that next time you should bring Joe also. He can come with 4 strong contingent. I, Paul, Kwame, the line alone. I will deal with all of them. I will expose them. I will speak truth to power. Thank you very much, Alfred. And I hope next week I will be grateful if Ato could join us. Even though he's an MPP person, I think he's a little bit balanced in the middle as a social commentator. I hope you will join next week and speak their mind. If the government is wrong, let's speak truth to the government. Your government is wrong. I'm surprised that my good friend Ifa and my brother Ima are supporting, and they are supporting this corrupt scandal in the health ministry, and they are supporting this health minister, thinking that he's the best out of the best. Well, we leave it for the good people of Ghana to judge. Thank you. And next week, I want Ifa to bring 4 of his contingent. I am going to be here alone. I'm not going to bring anybody to support me. I will choke and I will punch them left, right, center forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Paul. And I agree with you that, and I would make a ask of Dr. Ato or Mr. Ato Kobina to join us again next week if he can. He's made an immediate impact and we love it. So, Governor, over to you. Give us your last word. We want you to come next week if you have the opportunity or the chance to do it, so that Paul can take all 4 of you and wrestle you down. So give us your last words and let's wrap up the program. And I know Afa came back, so Afa, if you want to say something after that, it's up to you. Okay.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, and regards to everybody. I thought I came to support Paul. Paul, I thought I came to support you. That's why I'm surprised you added.
No. He didn't support me. He didn't support me. No. He didn't support me. No.
Oh, he said the minister should be fired. He said, there's
maybe
go ahead, Ato. Oh, I think we lost Ato there quickly. So I'll wait for him to join. So Ato actually came, defended you, Paul. He said the minister should be fired long ago. He actually went to the extent saying that contract at the airport has, resulted in a loss to the country in terms of we only benefiting 10% of that contract, and the private entity, in this case Frontier, is taking a whoppy the rest of it. So he actually came to defend you. So he's back. I told you were talking about how you came and defended, and then you have to cut off. So go ahead. Okay, I think we are still having a little issue with Ato.
Are very uncomfortable. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
I said I want to thank everybody for the opportunity, my friend and brother Ifa and Ima and Paul. But I have seen that gradually my friends in NPP are on the defense mode. Totally on the defense mode about even the clear things that you see that these are wrong, they start to defend. So I am actually looking forward to 2024 to see what would happen. I think this government is gradually slipping, and it's sad that the MPP that I know, Nana Akuffo that I know, the lawyer that I know that who protect the public purse is not doing so, as evidenced by the scandal at the airport, as evidenced by this kind of action. So in just interest of time, I would like to thank everybody for listening, and I would probably see you guys next.
Okay, so I think what I heard there is you'll be joining us next week. We are excited about that. Thanks for joining the show. It's been great. If I don't know if you are interested in one or two words since you came back in, and
a quick one to let Ato prepare. Yeah, we will be glad to have you. But the lady too that showed up the other time, they didn't come up. But Ato, here is Ato. Don't go away, Ato. Here is one thing. If you're hearing me now, you said that when the contract for the drugs came at first, you supported the minister, and then later on, because of what he said in Parliament, you said no. So, which means that if you were in his shoes, you would have done what he did, but maybe with some modification, right? But that to me is a contradiction here, because you seem to be condemning the whole thing from the contract prices and everything, blah, 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 blah. But we're privy to the contract prices, which you supported. So that is that. So next we come and get prepared, and then, we take it on and we bash it as we always do. But Mr. Host, let us fix the time. If we say 2 to 4, when it's 4 o'clock, I'll be on your neck. So we've been here, we've been on this show 3 hours instead of 2 hours. So next time, give us the time. And believe you me, we're going to finish on time. We are not going to. For the past 3 weeks, Paul is kind of playing some games, kind of trying to be here and not here. And he's listening and want to chip in. And, you want to stay and debate. You want to go. You want to do both, do. We all got things we do once in a while. We put the camera off and do. But don't play around us like, because you hear something that favors, you want to chip in again and try to beat us or all that kind of stuff. 2 people, 1 panel, I don't really mind. I had really wanted Ima, not at all. I really wanted Ima to be here today, but, I thought I will help if we are all on board. I don't mind as many NDC people will come on. It's only me, 2 or 3 people. We are just, building our communication skills. We don't get it right all the time. And, we learn as we review the videos and all that kind of stuff. So sometimes we slack, sometimes, we get it right and stuff like that. So there is nothing that we should take to the extremes here. Thank you very much, everybody. Anything that we did not get it right, we apologize, and we will be here next week to do justice to the topics. Thank you, and everybody have a great day.
Thank you so much. And going forward, we'll make sure we stick to the time. I'm excited to have Atol on the show, and he promised to join us next week. I wanted to take the opportunity to say a big thank you to all the viewers, those who shared our link, those who are continuing to watch us even after the show. You guys make this show grow from strength to strength. We've discussed some very important topics today. I brought guests in who are knowledgeable on these issues, share their opinions. Kakape being a regular panelist, and Paul went and came back out, even though he has to do his fatherly duties. He made the time for us so that we can tackle all these very important topics that we've tabled for discussions. Thank you so much. Please tell a friend to tell a friend that the Ghana Agenda is very interesting, and we go into the weeds of the political and social, cultural issues occurring in Ghana. We'll be back next week. In the meantime, if you are in the United States and you like to buy things for people to be delivered to them in Ghana, go nowhere. but our friends and brothers at Ghana Mats. On that note, we'll see you next week. Thank you.
Hey, this your girl coming all the way from the US of A, yeah, baby, aka Agyapong. And me di feel a buzzing pan and to see one virtue the money how Ghana Mat ada romantic. With me sending provisions, as a sutra credit, Emma Ebusuya phone and the form one Ghana. And one is a www.ghanamat.com. And they would say, boy, a sharp connection. www.ghanamat.com